Welcome back to another day of Let's Playing. Today we're looking at Escape Velocity Nova. I'm actually quite excited for this one. I do apologize for the... I pre-apologize for the stuttering music in the background here. This will be a very text-heavy game, so get ready. This is one of my favorite games. This is one of those games I kind of grew up on. I started playing Escape Velocity with my brother, and then Escape Velocity Nova came out, and oh man, was it fun. I spent so many hours playing this, and this was the first game I started in on modding. I worked a while on a mod for Starfleet Adventures, I believe. Unfortunately, I didn't really contribute all that much. I was 9 at the time, so you know. But it was still a lot of fun. Additionally, whoever did this theme song did one of my favorite renditions of Gustav Holst's Mars. This is the only place I've ever found this rendition, so it's still in my iTunes library. But enough of all that. This is Escape Velocity Nova, and we are going to fly through space and probably get blown up a bunch. If you've ever played a game, this game inspired another one called Endless Sky. At least I think it was this game. They're so similar, I imagine they must be. Endless Sky is a lot of fun, and I'm just waiting for someone to do a total conversion to Escape Velocity, because this game is definitely starting to show its age, for a variety of reasons. Yeah, not the least of which is it's now impossible to register it. Yes, this is a shareware game from 2001, so it's impossible to register it. It's very difficult to get it to run. I hear that some of the mods no longer work on macOS 10, so, you know, it's very close to one of those games that's not going to be around for very much longer. I have legitimately purchased this game. I purchased it probably twice, actually. Possibly 3 times. In any event, this is unfortunately a cracked version because I was no longer able... I rebuilt my computer, and the key I have will no longer function, and I can't request a new one because the website where you purchase this game is no longer active. Nevertheless, I have a key. I have several keys that are completely legitimate. We are going to be playing with some mods. It's hard to go back to no mods. I'm cutting them down as much as possible. The one that's going to be the biggest gameplay change is there's a mod that makes the planets about 10 times larger than they are in the base game, but they look nicer, so I'm keeping that one. We've also got one that's going to make shield bubbles appear for all of our ships. That one just looks nice. I like the effect it has. There's another one which adjusts the color of the comm screen, and that's just because in the base game, every ship you scan just looks like a red with lines through it, and it's kind of boring. So I chose this one because it colors them based on the faction they're a part of, which I thought was kind of nice. There's a couple fixes. Quanal, I believe, is the guy that built all of those patches, and they're just legitimately fixing bugs in the game. There aren't terribly many. Like, this was a great game as it started, but there were a few things that bothered me. I believe that's all the ones we have. Oh, there is one that lets you return to the final planet in the game, but that one obviously won't affect us until we hit the end of the game. There's no cheats in here. This is going to be a perfectly legitimate run as far as I can make it. But that's enough of me talking. Let's jump in. Okay, so it is randomly generated a full name for us, but you know, I mean, I do have a username for a reason. I think we'll be kind of boring and just go with Lepsis Magna and Lepsis as my nickname. However, we are going to name our ship and all of our subsequent ships one name, and it's sort of a pet name carried over from when I first started playing, and it's the Duke of Earl because, well, nothing can stop the Duke of Earl. However, we are starting in a shuttle version A, so we have no record, no ability. It is June 23rd, 1177 of the new calendar, and we are setting out on our first voyage in the Duke of Earl. Mankind has colonized the stars. The early explorers launched themselves and their followers into the void with little or no idea of what the future would hold. Many were never heard from again until a genius named Omata Kane came to the fore. Kane designed and orchestrated the construction of the Hypergate system. The Hypergates were a means of linking systems light years apart with wormhole technology. That would be those things on the left-hand side. I don't have a mouse cursor. Well, a great boom of colonization began, and the dark reaches of space were suddenly not so dark nor so distant. The ruling body of humanity, the Colonial Council, grew rich from the colonies. The life's blood of the Council was the Hypergate system. But the Colonial Council grew corrupt, and the sickness of that corruption spread through every layer of society. Pirate attacks became more prevalent, criminals flourished, and politicians became military governors. The emasculated Council could do nothing. Terrorists destroyed the sole Hypergate and crippled the network. Overnight, entire systems were cut off from civilization, and society was thrown into a state of anarchy. Few could have foreseen the events that followed. Warlords arose, empires sprung up and collapsed just as quickly, and all the while the people of the galaxy suffered in a new dark age. Planets sank into feudal states, and much technology was lost, seemingly forever. Yet, from this chaos rose order. A newly reformed council advanced faster than light technology, and slowly regained contact with the lost worlds of humanity. Over time, the core systems of the human space were formed a new ruling body, the Federation. Life is now a cheap commodity in a dangerous universe. To the south lies the Auroran Empire, a savage race. The mysterious Polaris hold the east, while the north and west are unexplored. You have just purchased your first ship, a shuttle that you hope will lead to better things. You are ready to start your maiden voyage. The universe and all its diverse beauty and terrors awaits you, Captain. Ah, man, it's good. Welcome to Nova, blah, 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 blah. Oh, fun story. The mascot for this shareware game is Captain Hector. Oops, and we're already getting attacked. That's okay. Hang on. Ooh. Ah, Polaris. That's unusual to see as our first. So this is what I'm talking about over here on the right-hand side. That's what I was talking about when I said that in the base game, all of those are just red outlines, and the mod I have changes that so that they have faction-specific colors. That is a flagship of the Federation Navy. That's a big ship. I really want one. Unfortunately, you have to join the Federation, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. You'll also notice that there's a Hypergate down here. So the Hypergates are not entirely destroyed. They at least, they still exist in some parts of the universe. However, we are denied usage of the Hypergates. So no matter, we will instead, oops, I don't remember how to cycle, oh boy, I don't remember the controls. We will land at Port Kane, our first stop in this wide universe. As you wander through the spaceport for the first time as a fully fledged ship's captain, a weather-beaten man in his early 50s by the look of him comes over. "You look a little lost, my boy," he drawls in a gravelly voice. "You look like I did when I first taken flight as a ship captain. Mind you, that was nearly 30 years ago, but I never forgot that day. 'Tis a grand feeling being a captain of a starship, and that first landfall is something you'll never forget." You smile and admit that you have just indeed made your first maiden voyage, and he slaps you on the shoulder with a wide grin. "Congratulations, son," he says, shaking your hand with a genuine regard before stepping back and looking at you with an almost calculating look on his face. "When I first made landfall, I remember running into a guy by the name of Gary, and he was just looking to settle down after plying the spaceways for a few decades. In exchange for passage, he showed me the ropes and how to get started in this crazy universe of ours. Well, I guess what goes around comes around." He smiles, nodding at you. "So I guess I'll make that same offer to you. What do you say?" Now, normally I would decline, because I've done this mission once, and it is just the tutorial, but, I mean, we gotta. Oh, before I continue, Captain Hector is the mascot of this game. If you did not pay, Captain Hector in her ship would come after you. I believe it was a Starbridge. I think that's what it was called. She was unbeatable, the African Grey Parrot. And apparently, Captain Hector, though this game came out 20 years ago, is still alive and kicking. 23 years old, African Grey Parrot. I stumbled across it on the Twitter while I was trying to get this game working on my computer. Nevertheless, we shall accept this kind gentleman's offer. "It'll be good to pass on some things I learned," he smiles, a distant look in his eyes, "and I think old Gary, bless his heart, will be smiling wherever he is. Well," he continues after a short moment of reverie, "enough living in the past. It's the future we need to look at. Eventually, I want to head out over Dunroman in the Journey's End system, but I'll tell you what, let's head to Earth into the Sol system and we'll take it from there. To do that, he explains with a warm smile, just hit the OK button below and then on the leave button in the main spaceport. This is also the only time that they break the fourth wall a bunch. Once you're back out in space, if you have kept the factory settings for your keys, if not, use the key settings you decided on, hit the M key to bring up the map and start plotting a course towards Sol, the system with a red arrow pointing at it. To help you out with this, I'll enter in the Sol coordinates from my pocket comp. When you're ready, he concludes quietly, accelerate out to a safe distance from the center of this system and hit the J key to make a jump into hyperspace. Repeat this as often as you have to. If you find yourself in a system that doesn't link in the directions you want, just backtrack a little, and if you run out of energy, just land somewhere and refuel. Now that last part, land somewhere and refuel, yeah, that's, we are going to buy the most important outfit in the game. We are going to buy this solar panel. We are going to buy one solar panel, and that is all we are going to buy. Because if you don't buy this, you see how this is 15,000 credits? Yeah, that 15,000 credits may have to go to bribing some people. And those people may just decide to disable your ship and steal your credits anyway. So this is the right way. This is the right choice. Now, it's time for hyperspace. This is a Newtonian physics game. It is, however, in my... Captain Nectar has one of these. Yeah, Starbridge. It's fancier than that one. Okay, let's open up the map. Look at that. So these are the first few planets we know of. Hey, look, Polaris. We just heard about them, didn't we? Interestingly, this white circle means that there's no planets that we can land on there. Now, that is interesting. However, that's not where we're heading. We're heading to the Sol system. You always start out a couple jumps away from Sol. Yeah, we have to wait for this to light up so that we are far enough away from the gravimetric center so that our light speed engines will work correctly. I'm also going to turn on the ×2 speed because this can get very boring because you have a very, very slow shuttle. Yes, so you'll notice that this planet is about 10 times larger than it should be in the base game. Now we land. If I can land. There we go. As soon as you land, Barry gives you a hand to shut down your ship, telling stories about the times that he didn't complete the post-flight routine and all about the troubles he's had because of it. Well, maybe we should make a start, he mumbles, rubbing his chin. How about we head over to the Trade Center? Click on the Trade Center button after you hit the OK button below, and we'll begin your tutorial, I guess. I love him. It's great. Now, one of the cool things about this game, most planets have have up to 6 of these options, one of which is recharge. That's the other outfit we'll be buying shortly. Yeah, Sol is the place to go. They've got a ton of outfits. Oh, I forgot. There is one more mod I forgot about. It's one that adds descriptions as to what all these things do, and that's mostly just because, yeah, it doesn't help. I don't even know what that does. UPS, Universal Power System, I would assume. The auto recharger. I don't know that we're going to buy that just yet. Plus, we have the solar panel already, so I'm not sure. How much is the auto recharger? It's free, so we might buy a battery pack, which gets us up to, it gets us another jump before we have to refuel, and then we might get a auto recharger. That'll be a total of 15,000 credits. We don't quite have that yet. So this is Earth. Earth has the Kane band, named after the designer Omata Kane. As it says, 62% of the band's surface is owned by the shipyards here. We can't buy very many ships yet because we are not in the know. You'll notice one of the large cargo ships. We're probably going to go for cargo trading at first before we head off to bounty hunting and such. I have not played this game in quite some time, so I don't actually remember. Oh, I forgot. We left Barry. We can't do that. The Pegasus says they need help. I was just recently in... Oh, can you help me out with enough energy so we can get to the next system? 2,000... Oh, no, wait, stop, no. Oh, that's not what I meant. Now, this is a game from 2001, so you'll notice that was a perfectly satisfactory ship up until we hit yes on that. There we go. We just gave them a third of our energy there, and we got 2,000 credits for it. I believe that's a 1,500 credit profit. Oh, actually, no, that was like a 1,900 credit profit. Where were we supposed to... A trade center. This is the lifeblood of our civilization, drawls Barry as you walk around the warehouse. It is here that the most fortunes are made, and more than a few are lost. It's not very exciting, but can be very lucrative if you stick to it long enough. You see, he explains in his gravelly voice, some places have high prices for certain things and others have low values for them. Well, yeah, Different places have different values. If you make money by buying low and selling high. Well, yes, that's true. Sometimes you can even buy medium and sell high, or buy low and sell medium, but obviously the profit margins will be lower. Over time, you'll start to identify trade runs. I'll give you a head start. I'll show you a couple of easy runs that should get you started. What do you say? Why not? In the spirit of buying low and selling high, looking at the prices offered on Earth, you can see that the price of medical supplies is low, so a good start would be buy as much of those as you can carry. Now, normally, he explains, shrugging, you would look around for a while to find a place to sell those goods you've bought, but I happen to know that Port Kane has a pretty high demand for some medical supplies at the minute. So I reckon we should head back there, and once there, I'll show you how to make a little money on the way back. If you want some money in the meantime, you can try buying some medical supplies. So, we shall buy as many medical supplies as we can, which is 10 tons. And now we head back to Port Kane. Oops. So the one danger, hey look, Mars. Now the one danger to doing this is that, the one danger of running the game at times 2 speed while we're flying around is that we may end up in a fairly bad situation and die. They're not kind to you as you fly around. You know, a multiplayer version of this would be great. Admittedly, this is a space-themed game, according to my rules. It is only taking place in 2 dimensions, not 3 dimensions. But it's good theming, and it came out in 2001, so I'm not going to blame it too much. I don't remember when Homeworld came out. Probably around the same time. After helping you through your post-flight routine, Barry points the way towards the Port Kane Trade Center. Let's head over there, he drawls quietly. It'll be easier to explain what I need from there. Okay then, Barry drawls quietly. He drawls a lot. First of all, if you bought any medical supplies at Earth, you should sell them here. Now, obviously, you would want to maximize your profits, so you can always make a return journey that's profitable. Now, there is nothing on Port Kane that you can sell for much of a profit on Earth. However, you can make some money by buying the lowly priced equipment here and selling it on the planet of New England in the Wolf 359 system, which is just one jump away from the Sol system. What do you say? He grins slightly mischievously. We take a trip to New England? Why not? Now then, he drawls with that dry smile of his, help yourself to as much of the equipment as you can and try selling it when you land on New England. However, make sure you sell off whatever medical supplies you bought on Earth first. Once you've done that, we'll probably head back to Earth where I'll show you some more stuff. So we're going to sell our medical supplies and buy some low-priced equipment. Now, so this game does have a living economy, at least to a certain degree. Prices will change over time, but, in general, certain places want certain things and other places want other things. Let's see here. What am I forgetting? There's something about this. Oh, well, this is something I always talk about. Oops. Which is that, you only have a chance of getting certain storylines in this game. So this is sort of, it's not an RPG. I mean, it's not a computer RPG in the way that computer RPGs are, but it's an RPG in a certain sense. You only have a chance at certain storylines, and you can kind of guide yourself that way, but as your actions affect the world, you'll be more or less likely to get those things. And some planets just won't even let you land if you start building up a bad reputation with them. You can bribe them, of course, or take over their planet, but people don't usually take kindly to you taking over the planet. That's actually going to be one of our end game goals, is starting to take over some planets. That's kind of where things break down, because you can eventually take over the entire galaxy. Yeah. It takes a while, but you can. After watching approvingly as you go through your post-flight routine, Barry starts walking you towards the New England Trade Center. Let's face it, he comments in his easy drawl. You probably want to start learning about more exciting stuff than moving commodities around, but let's get the nuts and bolts out of the way first. Trade Center. Okay then, he says dismissively. Familiarize yourself with this place and remember it. There will be times you want to make some quick credits, so The trade routes I just showed you will be useful to you, but it certainly isn't the only one. Also, keep your eyes out for special items that are often bought and sold in various trade centers, and you'll see them listed below at the bottom of the regular commodities. To those of us who have been around a while, they're known as junks. It's just a little lingo we use. Some of these junks can make you a fair bit of cash in a single trade, others are just novelty items. Keep an eye out for them, and they can make you rich if you're a little lucky. Now then, he concludes with a lazy grin. How about we head back to Earth, and I can start you on some of the good stuff. What do you think? So we're going to sell off the equipment. It doesn't look like there's anything we can really... there's nothing we can really sell here. We could buy some extreme rocket boards, which I'm pretty sure are the junks he was referring to. But we're just going to head back to Earth. We don't even need to... Okay, now I have to remember it's... how do you... Terrapin. Sure. Yeah, why not? Oh dear. Now we have to go back. You'll also notice that our IFF on the upper right is a little lacking at the moment. We need to buy upgrades for that, and we just don't have the cargo space. We are just a lowly shuttle, after all. Yeah. Come on. We are too close enough. Okay, that was one of the frustrating things. You have to be ridiculously close to board and land and such. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, our energy is slowly regenerating. It's just occurred to me, there are no stars in this game. Oh well. Maybe there's a way to... Is there a way to... I know there's a way to do this, where you can choose a new hyperspace destination. I guess... Fine. Maybe it's tab. Is it tab? No. Okay. I don't remember. We're just going to go back to Earth. Man, we need to finish these quickly, otherwise I'm going to run out of I'm going to get some water actually. After completing your post-flight routine, you and Barry head over into the spaceport. Let's head over to the Outfitters, he grins. It's always good to have a look at some of the ways you can improve your ship. Oh boy. As you can see from the crowd, Barry smiles, indicating the many old salts wandering around, perusing the various wares on offer. This is almost a home away from home for most ship captains. The universe can be a harsh place, and anything that gives your ship an edge is a must-have. For starters, he continues, waving towards the outfits, you should certainly consider buying a map of the local systems. Knowing where you're going saves a lot of hassles, backtracking... Okay, you know what? Okay, yeah, solar panels, yeah. Many pilots, IFF, gravimetric, auto-recharger. Hey, those are the things we were just talking about. Gravimetric and IFF will enhance your map. Auto-recharger will auto-recharge. But the only one that's important is the solar panel. The IFF is useful, but you'll see that there are other ways to hear about that. Gravimetric sensors are useful, but they're certainly not a requirement. There's different places have different outfits, yada yada yada. Another planet that has a fair number of different outfits. Why don't we go there? Well, he drawls quietly. Let's head over to Rother in the Rotheroid system, that's cleverly named, and have a look at what they have there. It's the home of the Rother Power Industries Corporation, and they specialize in all sorts of upgrades. Of course, Barry continues with a wry grin, most of them will be way beyond your current price range, but they won't always be, and it never hurts to know what's out there. Just as a side note, Barry adds more seriously, if you can't quite remember what it was you had to do at any time and you're on a mission, and you haven't changed the configuration of your keyboard, just press the I key to get a short reminder of your mission goals. Yeah, okay. That would be this screen. Head to Rother and the Rotheroid system. Now, we don't know how to get here. Now, I believe we go this way. I believe. Now, if we'd bought a map, we would know, but maps are like 2,000 credits, and who wants to spend 2,000 credits on a map when we could go exploring? You know? I have to get past the, what was that? So, this is a dangerous proposition right here. Yeah, this may kill us. Several pirate vessels are entering the system. You have fallen into a trap. Well, we will almost certainly die unless we get out of here very quickly. Happily, the Federation was already here and was able to protect us. Ooh, those are cool. Unfortunately, we don't really get to... yeah, see, this is way cooler than the original planet. Admittedly, it does sort of mess up the aesthetic a little, but they look cool, you know? You step out of your hatch after completing your post-flight routine and you immediately start heading towards the outfitters, only stopping when Barry calls after you. You go on ahead, young'un, he smiles warmly. I've been here more times than I can count, and you're starting to get the idea. When you're finished looking and dreaming about all the upgrades they have here, I'll be in the bar. Meet me there. You feel strangely lonely watching him as he walks towards the spaceport here. You walk into this establishment a little nervously and look around uncertainly until you spot Barry having a drink at the far end of the bar, chatting to a man wearing dirty overalls. Hey there, my boy, Barry greets you jovially after the other guy stands up and leaves, smiling and nodding at you as he passes. How did things go in the outfitters? You shrug, trying to look casual, and Barry chuckles. Well, you're getting the hang of this starship captain business pretty quickly, he smiles. Well, this is the Spaceport Bar. There's one in just about every port throughout the universe. A lot of backroom business deals come through here, and you'll find that a lot of people You'll find a lot of people looking for a ship captain to help them out will also tend to come here, so it isn't a bad idea to drop into one every time you land. You can also check up on the news, and if you want to hire an escort to boost your profits on the trade runs, this is the place to be. If you're into gambling, you can do that too, but myself personally, I never put much stock into it. Let's face it, if the establishment wasn't making money from the gambling setup they have, they wouldn't be trying to get people to put their money into it. Anyway, he concludes dryly, I can't show you much more here. The more you visit, the more you'll learn. So instead of having you ferry me around, how about we get you into the combat stuff? Now, I don't really want to do this because we're in a shuttle, but we're going to say yes because this is the tutorial mission and I'm recording this. These ships shouldn't be too much of a problem for us, but, yeah. Yada yada yada. Scrap merchant. Spacebar is fire. I believe left control is alternate fire. Boarding the disabled Viper in orbit. Head down to Viking in the Tichelle. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Marked. Yeah, this is the only time you see something like this. It's ridiculous. Oh, stop. There we go. We can... Well, we could have, but we tripped the ship's self-destruct mechanism. That is just something that happens. Now, normally, I would just let the solar panel we purchased rack up our energy, but we might instead actually refuel, even though it costs us credits and that's inefficient. Let's land on Mars first, though. This is Mars. It's colonized. I guess it's just the one jump out of here. We're also far enough from the system center here that we don't need to go far from Mars to get out of the gravity well. Yeah, see, those are the things we want to avoid. Very much want to avoid that. We will die very quickly. Yeah. That's the reality of the front lines between the Federation and the Auroran Empire, Barry grimaces. It's been this way, this bad or worse, for as long as I've been traveling spaceways. This is one of their systems where they clash. You see, south of this system, you are in Auroran space, and they are completely different to us. They are completely different people to us Federation folk. I don't completely buy into the propaganda you hear about them from the government, but they definitely are a savage race. They seem to be delight in battle, and they're Klingons. They're just Klingons. They're human Klingons. Yada yada yada. Some distance to the east of the Kania system, he continues quietly, you then have the Polaris. Don't know much about them, but then nobody does. They don't seem to want to mix with us, and they seem hell-bent on not allowing us to mix with them. And let's face it, they are centuries ahead of us technologically. If they want to be left alone, then I'm all for leaving them alone. It saves everyone a whole bucket load of hassles. Now, you can get in good with the Polaris, but only sometimes. You kind of have to be in the right place at the right time with a bit of luck. To the north, he continues warningly, things get a little unstable. You'll only meet pirates up there, although recently I've heard rumors that a new group has taken up residence there, but I have no idea who they are. While I'm on the subject of pirates, watch out for those damned marauders. While most pirates are affiliated with to the Association Guild of Free Traders, the Marauders are beholden to no one. They will attack you anywhere and at any time. The only good thing about them is that they are disliked by just about everybody, including other pirates, so you'll rarely be without help when fighting them. Anyways, he grumbles, enough of the geography and the political lessons already. I've just about reached the end of my tether on how much information I can pass on to you. Won't be long before you know as much as I can teach you, and you're ready to head out on your own. Still, he asks quietly, how about we drop in on the shipyard to get a look at what's on offer? Let's face it, ships can only be upgraded so far. After a while, every pilot wants to get a hold of a better and more capable ship. Before long, you'll be dead sick of the ship you're currently flying in. I already am. And when you do, you'll want to drop into the shipyards to see what's available. Drop in and I'll explain some of it to you. Shipyard, yada yada yada. Good place to start is upgrade to heavy shuttle. I don't know about that. Like the outfits, yada yada yada, get a license, yep. With the shipyard out of the way, murmurs Barry in something of an undertone, I only have one thing left to show you before I think you have it all under control. But I need to head back to Earth to pick up a few things before I head off to my final destination. So, well, be careful there. So I'll get you head over there and we'll take it from there. So we could get a used heavy shuttle, and that would cost us 60,000 credits. I don't know that it's worth it. Oh. Pardon me. Yeah, this particular heavy shuttle, being Barry again, this particular heavy shuttle looks like it has been through more than its fair share of scrapes and only just managed to come through them in one piece. In looking over it, you see that most of its systems have been patched up in one way or another, but I'll get this, but that not much works as well as its basic specs say it should. Still, the price being offered is more than reasonable, and it does still run. It's not a good deal. I mean, it might be. I don't really know. I'm not really that much of an expert on this game, but, ooh, I didn't realize you could do that. Yeah, can you, oh, you can, okay. You know, I have all of these as desktop pictures. I didn't realize they were in the game. I'm an idiot. Actually, no, I must have done they were in the game, because that's where I got the pictures. I ripped them out of the game files. Still, yeah. Porsche. Good to know Porsche is still there millennia into the future. Yeah, all we can really do is look at these and wish. We might go for a pirate starbridge at some point. Yeah. I really like the pirate starbridge, but I really am more of a trader. I just don't want to have to fly the trading ships. They're so slow. They're so slow. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've played this, apparently. Well, let's queue up a run back to Earth, and then we should be good to go. This game also has... Oh, no. It's trying to get us to land at Mars. We don't want to land at Mars. Almost before you land, you're going through your post-flight routine almost without... sorry. That's a bad sentence. Almost without thinking, and Barry nods approvingly. It's just about time for me to head off home, he says gruffly, but I want to do it in a way that shows you how to get a hold of the most common missions around. I've been in contact with the relevant authorities, and I want you to check in on the local mission BBS, and it should be obvious what I'm talking about. Ferry Barry to Dunroman. Yeah, well. Well, you know. Personalized mission. We'll take it. I'm glad to see that you were prepared to take me on for one more journey, the recording says, and you can tell by the tone of his gravelly voice that he was smiling. I thought you might be sick of me by now. Anyway, he continues more seriously, I've pretty much passed on to you just about everything you need to survive. That's not true. We're gonna die. There's a whole lot more that you'll find out as you go, but I think I've given you enough to make sure you keep out of trouble. That's not true either. I'll see you back on board your ship for one last hurrah. I mean, I suppose we could fly between Seoul and Port Kane, but that would literally take forever to get any real money going. 10 tons of cargo space is not that much. You'll notice that this is circled with a orange circle, which means that they are unhappy with us, or at least we have not fetched any real influence with them, so they aren't going to let us land there. We could try bribing them, but we don't have a reason to land there, and that's usually a bad idea. Unless you absolutely need to land somewhere, it's never a good idea to bribe the planets. After completing your post-flight routine, you stand at the hatch to say your final goodbye to the man who has done so much for you. Has he done that to me? Ah, you're a good kid, he says gruffly, and I think you'll grow into a fine ship's captain. Just try to stay out of too much trouble and try to remember some of the things I've said. Maybe one day we'll meet again. Maybe one day, when you're ready to give it all away, you'll meet up some young up-and-comer who needs a bit of a helping hand. I wish you well, son. I'm sure you'll do fine. And with that, he turns and leaves, soon disappearing into the spaceport, leaving you feeling a little lonely, but more than a little proud. After all, in the judgment of an experienced spacer, you have now reached the stage where you are ready to take on the role of ship captain, all alone. Still, you will miss the kind old man. It's true. Yeah. Yeah, this is, done remain as analogous to old Earth's Beverly Hills. Yeah, well, you know. Oh boy, that's a lot of text. Ooh. Okay, you are sitting enjoying a few moments of peace and quiet when you see a gaggle of what you presume to be scientists heading your way. You can tell this by the nervous looks and constant checking over the shoulder routine. Ah, are you Lepsis Magna of the Duke of Earl? One of them asks as they get closer. You nod and they indicate that they should all sit down. Pleased to meet you, the designated spokesman begins. My name is Jerry O'Donnell, and my colleagues and I are keen to employ you. You wait, wondering if any of these people have been outside of a lab in their recent memory. We are studying this possibility of further systems beyond the known universe to the galactic south, and our galactic south. I guess that's possible. I guess there is, I mean, you could, I suppose it's an ecliptic, and you could just choose one way. Anyway, sorry. We are unable to pilot a vessel down to our launch point ourselves. Is it possible for a modest reimbursement that you could take us there? You sit back enjoying the thought of making them sweat a little. Two things, you say. What's the launch point and how much to get you there? Well, a very nervous Jerry begins, looking over his shoulder. We need to launch from the Contic system, and second, we will be happy to pay you $50,000 for the trouble of getting us there. What do you say? You've heard all the stories about Contic and about how no one ever comes back alive from trying to study the place. On the other hand, $50,000 is $50,000. This is a pretty good mission. We will almost certainly die on our first attempt to get there. I guess I'd be prepared to take you down there, but I have to stress that it will be a tough trip, you tell them. Yes, Lepsis Magna, we have looked over the maps. We know how long the trip will be and what it will entail. We have prepared to leave whenever you are. All we have to do is load the probe and our launching equipment. Of course, we will also need you to return us back to Earth once the probe is launched. You nod and tell them to meet you at the spaceport in the morning. They smile at you, thank you for your time, and head off. You catch yourself wondering what you have gotten yourself into this time. Now, we need to go there, which is a ways away. However, now that we have our handy dandy, we have 5 tons left. Oh, these don't even take any. That's tempting. Where does this? Okay, so this would be right there. No, I was hoping there'd be something on our way, but not really. And there doesn't really appear to be anything useful here, so I guess we're just going to head off. We have the handy-dandy solar panel, so we shouldn't get stranded, at least. The real trouble is pirates or the Aurorans. The Aurorans may or may not take kindly to us landing in their systems, so hopefully we'll be able to get through without too much trouble. At some point, we'll have to do rush deliveries, and those we have to get across the galaxy, essentially, in a... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, this is already... Yeah, this is... We are already... Yep, we are... This is why having ×2 speed is bad. 4,000 credits. We can't really negotiate with these guys. They aren't going to let us do this. Yeah. See, and if we request assistance again, it goes up. Okay, fine. Try this guy. Oh, well, they're not talking to us either. 3,000 credits. We kind of have to at this point. Now we just wait. they'll repair our basic systems so we can get flight functionality back online. Well then, we probably should land here. Auroran LP5, another forward observation and staging post on the border of the Federation and the Empire. Okay, we are already in trouble. Yeah, getting out of here, getting away from that Federation ship is quite important. I just hope this takes us somewhere useful. Oh, we didn't recharge. Oh, there wasn't an option. There wasn't even an option to recharge. Okay, we can land here. I think we're safe. We should be safe. This is a really cool ship, too. The Aurorans have my favorite ship in the game. I don't know if we'll be able to get one, but we'll try. We'll try. You know, actually, we're going to land. Oh, there's no... If there were an outfitter here, we'd be able to buy a map. The maps are really only useful when you're on the edge of known space. At this point, we've already sunk 3,000 credits into getting... We've already sunk 3,000 credits into getting repairs done. At least we won't have to worry about... we don't have to worry about begging for fuel, essentially. As I recall, going south from here is a mistake. I don't remember why I think that, though. We're going to try to land. It looks like they're going to let us. And see, Hypergate system. Still everywhere. We are going to attempt to buy a map for 1,000 credits. Okay, that's not bad. See, unfortunately now I don't know where we've been. Oh, actually no, I was wrong. Going north of here is the mistake. So, why can't I choose? There we go. Why can't I choose to go here? What is going on? Oh no. Clear route. Hey, that worked. Oh, also, this is a mod to make the map size bigger, because why would you... Yeah, why would you? Why would you not? Let us get out of here. I think we'll be okay. We are going deep into Auroran space. This is exactly what they told us not to do. This is probably why I don't really believe Barry, because we just ignore all of his advice. So now we are all alone, and there is a planet here, but there's no settlements. It's a desert world dotted with countless small oases. There is no habitation here. The Kunjo hang around the oases in search of prey. The Kunjo are not friendly creatures. In fact, we may die if we run into a Kunjo. Hopefully not, but you know. Well, we have hit our first point of we are just waiting for our fuel to recharge. And this guy is trying to scan us, but because we're moving at full speed away, he can't. So we're going to slow down, let him... Yeah. See, they're fine now. Nothing we can do but wait. Waiting out here is probably a good idea, because you'll notice that these guys are just jumping out of the system. We're far enough away from the system's center that most pirates should be far enough away when they jump in that we can avoid them. Yeah, that's the extent of our weaponry right now. Not a great system. Nope, we are still stranded, so we need to turn around as quickly as possible and get away from the system center. Again, the pirates will jump into the system center, and we need to be away from there if we want to have any chance of survival. You'll also notice that we're not even... Okay, as I was saying, houseless are coming after us. See, you can see that they're chasing after us in the upper screen there. So we just need to keep a good distance away from them. Shuttles aren't... There is a maximum speed in the game, but I'm actually not certain that it's different depending on... I'm actually not certain that it's different depending on... I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think it's... Oh! Something just blew up. Oh dear. Yeah, we need to get out of here. Ooh. The Rochak dust field. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of nowhere. I very much hope... Oh, we are not going to be able to recharge here, are we? Oh, dear. Oh, we can. Another... Oh, listening post. That's LP. Just like long play. So 1, 2, and 3. I thought this was the wrong way to go, though. Well, exploration time. If we had a slightly better ship, we would be having more fun here. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. Nothing we can do. Oh, they are angry at us. They're going to board us and steal our stuff. Oh, no. Greetings? Okay. Maybe not. Nope, they're unhappy with us. Well, our first death. Well. You have to reload your save. Interestingly, and this was really weird. I don't know how this happened, but I can't see the pilot files that this game creates. Like, I've gone to the directory. I've even... Oh, dear. We are... Yeah, this is... not great. We might be able to bribe him. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I figured. Nope, we have to reload. But yeah, the pilot files this game creates, I can't see in Windows. Like, they're just not there. It's weird. Well, now you see why no one ever returns from here. We are in a bit of a bind. What's even worse is that even if this Aurora comes after us, they might destroy us while trying to fight off the houseless guy here. 3,930 credits are stolen, and we're going to die because one of these shots is going to hit us. Yep. This is what happens. This is why you don't accept that mission. But it's 50,000 credits. How can we not accept a mission that's worth 50,000 credits? Oh, please. 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 Just let us out. Let us out. These scientists, they are not paying us enough. So our only hope is that this guy doesn't try coming after us. We can get out of the main area of the system. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to hang out in the middle of nowhere, away from all the things that are trying to kill us, and not hostile, right? Okay. Wait for 2 bars of our hyperspace to come back, and that way we'll be able to make it back to an inhabited system. Dumpty-dumpty-dum. So how are you today? I'm doing pretty well. Not much to do. Had Chipotle again. Bought a replacement hard drive for my computer. Turns out the reason that my Let's Play at the end of the end of the Let's Play for Legend of Grimrock was having troubles playing the cinematic was because my hard drive was failing. So it's still okay, and I'm just running check disk on it, but at this point I don't really trust that it's going to not die, so, you know. Yep. Halfway. Oh, I am an idiot. I did not have the times 2 speed button. That's why this was taking so long. I do apologize. Happily, we seem to be okay. This guy's coming after us, but he's not hostile, so... Yeah, I don't want to take the chance, actually. Middle of space. You'll probably notice that this game is running in 720p at 30 frames per second, but that's because there's not much point in running it at 60 frames per second, and well, there's no point for you in running it at 60 frames per second, and oh, we can leave. And running it at a higher resolution means all the text is smaller. Isn't that fun? And it's already... Oh no! Come on, just let us land. Just let us land. Oh, we landed. Ah, okay, so it looks like this is the only real place to go. I seem to remember this now. I seem to remember this. Okay, no warning klaxons are going off, so we should be able to get out of here. Now, if only the Danny don't try to kill us all. But yeah, the warning klaxons will tell you too late sometimes if there's somebody... Yeah, we're dead. Okay, okay. I need to figure out... oh, you know what? The reason no one ever comes back from here is because we have to go through the Houseless's main system to get there, as I recall. There are 4 or 5 houses of the Auroran Empire, and then the Houseless, which are the ones cast out. Now, that was not the ship that was not the ship decloaking. We are in a dust field, so we can't... Our visibility, our sensors do not work. You know how I said that... Oh, no. No! Great. Oh, boy. You know... Okay, well... Clearly... Clearly I should not have done what I did. Oh, come on. Just let us go. I am very close to saying, forget it. This is the lesson you learn when somebody offers you 50,000 credits. Because no one else was taking that deal. Ah, I should have said no. Maybe they would have offered us more. I can only hope. I can only hope we can turn around and get out of here before we die. Okay, this may not actually be a mission that we can complete. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. So we could try getting to Burrow. That's 3 jumps away. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to give it 3 more tries. That's 1. I'm not going to do this for the rest of the game. It's just, you know, actually no, it's, but it's 50,000 credits. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. We can't make it. It's not possible for us to make it. Oh, it's depressing. We can't even get out. Okay. Oh boy. We just need to get out of here. Yeah. So yeah, the Aurorans have some real trouble with the Houseless. With the Houseless that they cast out. They cast them out because they committed crimes or something against the Auroran Empire. But that doesn't mean that they don't have serious problems with them in the south. We're going to try our best. Try our best to get out of here. Okay, we're going to land, recharge, and get back to Federation space. That's depressing. It's 50,000 credits, though. 50,000 credits. Now, the interesting thing is, we could abort this mission at pretty much any time and get our space back, but it's not like we're jettisoning them out the airlock. Because you can do that, too. It's like K or something? No, Control K? I don't remember. Okay, almost back. Two more jumps. It's been a long time since I've played this game. And now I have to worry about the Federation and the Aurorans fighting. Back to where we started. Okay. Let's go and abort our mission. Nothing in the bar. So we can hire an escort here. Any of these guys. They're actually not too expensive. We might hire a hairpin at some point. The, we might hire a terrapin at some point just for the extra cash. We can also gamble on the racers, but as the man said, choosing them is pretty much throwing your money away. We can also watch the holovid, which should give us some news. Happy after hours between 7 and 8 p.m. local time. News just to hand. In a cowardly raid, pirate vessels claiming to be rebels have ransacked a large number of Federation ships in the Nether Primus system. So, we both know that there's going to be activity in the Nether Primus system, and that there are a group of people calling themselves rebels, which the Federation are labeling as pirates. So 15,000 credits to go here. That doesn't sound so bad. That sounds like the perfect size for us. Let's also drop in... Oh, we can't. Right, that's right. No cargo space. We might be able to drop by New England. No, it's not New England. It's... There's... No. We might be able to drop by New Ireland, I believe it's called. Ooh, okay, we may die here. You are sitting quietly, enjoying a cold drink when the man beside you turns and starts up a conversation. The space jock lifestyle is a fairly lonely one, with months between seeing old friends, and he's more than happy to chat away for a while with him. It turns out he is an Auroran living in Federation space. When he told you, you looked at him somewhat skeptically, but once he explained that he was watched by the government very carefully, and had to log all his travel and movements, you could see how that might be possible. Chirango has been living in Fed space since his house cast him out. Your limited knowledge of Auroran lifestyle gives you an idea not to question him further. These things are always a matter of honor and best left alone. Yeah, they're just human Klingons. During the course of the night, it becomes apparent that Chirango is something of an entrepreneur and has organized a number of Federation citizens to go to Hourglass and hunt the dreaded Kunjo. He has a number of expatriate Auroran warriors to act as guides, and enough weapons to destroy a small Federation battle group. He has run a number of successful hunts, but has run into a snag. His regular pilot was killed when a Kunjo ripped him to pieces. So now he has a party ready to leave, but no one to get him there. Suddenly, a light comes in his eyes, and you can all but see a light bulb appear next to him. Say, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you feel up to ferrying us to Hourglass and dropping us off back at Earth? It won't be too dangerous. The Kunjos aren't mating at the moment. You look at him in a mixture of disbelief. You've never seen a Kunjo, but you don't really want to. Chirengo looks at your expression, smiles, and leans closer. There's big money in this. If you do it for me, I'll always be in your debt, and I'll pay you 75,000. You won't even have to go on the surface for very long. You won't have to leave your ship. Even in mating system, Kunjo can't tear through metal. What do you say? You stick out your hand and Chirengo grasps it. I really should be getting everything organized, he smiles warmly. I'll meet you at your ship tomorrow. I'll have my team with me and 4 clients, 3 of which are public servants who are out for a thrill and 1 who is a much more serious hunter. We'll probably stay on Hourglass for a few days, depending on how the hunt goes, and then we'll return to Earth once we're finished. Okay, we have passengers, and in the morning, we head off to Hourglass. This should be a much safer run, and it's for way more money. Or, well, 50% more money. It's such a pity. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't remember how to get there. Well, we're going to try an emergency landing. Hopefully, we'll be fine. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Okay, perfect. There is a certain amount of skill to landing here. It's, I mean, I say a certain amount of skill, but we actually did poorly there, so. Probably because I was running it at ×2 speed. That's just never a good idea. Oh, yes. This could be a problem. Let us, we do need to land, unfortunately. Well, we don't need to land, but this will go faster if we land. Docking. Oh, we can't land. Oh, boy. Let's get out of the line of fire. That's, yeah, Federation and the Aurorans. If you thought this was a quiet war, you were most incorrect. So, we do need to wait for 2 bars of our, 2 bars of our health to come back. So we got some time. Well, we'll get there. Eventually. I hope. Maybe not. Space Dock 3. Oh, right. Okay. You'll notice that the arrow that's pointing us to the station just flipped, and that's because the world does loop around, so... It's a pretty big space, but it's not infinite. It was 2001, after all. It's very quiet. It's very quiet. The Federation seems to have succeeded in their attempts. Hey. Oh, we didn't plot a course. That's why it didn't work. We do want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Oh, no, 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 no. No, come on. Okay, we're fine. That's not too bad. So we don't actually want to land on Greenwich. We want to land on the moon. Greenwich's moon. Hourglass. Chirengo has just spent an hour guiding you to a well-used landing site. All around there is a dense forest, and the undergrowth is just starting to cover a huge number of deep craters. You set down and the sensors are going wild. As soon as you do, Chirengo and his team leap out of the hatch, brandishing their weapons with gusto. Behind them come the clients, 3 looking like they should be wearing brown underpants, and the 4th eyeing the underground intensely. You cycle the hatch closed and watch, as Kunjo suddenly breaks from the undergrowth, flying through the air to attack one of Chirengo's men. At least it would have if a rocket hadn't plowed into its chest before detonating the beast into a rapidly expanding pink cloud vapor. The public servants leap to the ground, pointing their weapons in every direction at once. Chirengo lays about with a continuous laser, and in the space of a few minutes, the clearing you landed in is 3 times the size. His men set up the mines and sentry lasers, and the camp takes shape. You stayed on Hourglass for 4 days. The public servants never fired their weapons, but still had some very manly hollow shots then taken with killed Kunjos. Oh, hollow shots, got it, yeah. The fourth client made some kills on his own, but they all looked on in disbelief as Chiringo and the guides explained that in the Auroran Empire, warriors hunt Kunjo with hand-to-hand weapons. All too soon, you have packed up and are heading home. Now, this was the first section where, oh, we don't have any fuel. No, not there. This was the first place where you only get a chance. You can occasionally find yourself in a situation where you have to fight some Kunjo, and you get the title Kunjo Hunter or something like that. Unfortunately, we did not get that this round. It's not a very likely outcome in any event. Please let us out. Please let us out. Okay. If there's one downfall to this game, it's that the starter ship has so few shields, you basically die immediately. Well, Chiringo smiles, here is your pay. He hands you a chip and you both watch the men unload the equipment. The clients are meeting their families and friends, showing them the stage talos and waving their arms about, miming the awesome shots that killed the dread beasts. Only the fourth client has any claim on the events he's describing, and you and Chiringo laugh quietly to yourselves. Only a few short hours later, all the equipment is unloaded and Chiringo bids you goodbye. You don't think you'll ever go hunting Kunjo again, but at least you can say you've done it. Well, sort of. Let's head to the bar. Nothing. The bar is where all the good missions are. 15,000 credits. Or passengers. We could take passengers. I do want to head out that way. Or is it... I don't remember where it is. Where does this take us? Up here? I guess we could go there, right? It's only 2 jumps away. We have a healthy 100,000 credits. We need at least 600,000 to even consider buying a different ship. I am getting thirsty already. In fact, we may take a quick break after landing here. Well, among other things, I've learned... No, that's not what I meant to do. Among other things, I've learned that Alt-tabbing out of EV Nova in Windows 10 will make it so that you can't Alt-tab back in. So, it's been a few minutes, and I don't remember where we're going. Seoul is always a good spot. We might also want to head here. I think it's here. The real trouble is, we're going to die. Oh, we're fine. How nice. How nice. I also have something to drink because my voice is already going and we're only an hour in. No, not there. Okay, admittedly, these planets being this large does make it a little too easy to land. Well, we might remove that mod later. Let's see here. I want something that takes us... None of this takes us where we want to go. Fine, fine. This is 6 tons and it's more. What do we got in the trade center? We can buy some medical supplies, or... Yeah, let's buy some medical supplies. What happens if we... it's not... Oh. You can see that the original map is that large. We'll turn that off. Once again, hitting an escape too many times is a bad idea. This is where we want to go, right? No, Kolan. Once again, that's not what we want. I don't remember if that makes us any money. Oh well. We'll assume it does. Delivered to Earth. 3 tons to Earth. That's not bad. 5,000, 15,000. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. None of this seems to be a good price. Food was 75, I think. Well. Where else what other missions can we take? None of them. This one. Yeah, we'll stop at Seoul, I think. Oh, I forgot to charge. Oh, well, it's fine. Land on Tau Prime. Nup-nups. Sentient marine mammals. That's right. So humans are the primary species, but there are technically other life forms out there. There's no real aliens, except in one place. Oh, that was our first introduction to the Velos. Man, I should have talked. I should have looked at them. Or read that stuff. 15,000, 18,000. I really should be paying attention to where we have to go for all this, so well. This is the best way to take missions. The predetermined missions are pretty much the best way to make money for the longest time. Although we do have 150,000 credits, we might want to start thinking about upgrading our ship a little. Where does this take us? Yeah, let's take that one. We know how to get there. Every time. Too many escapes. One of the things I enjoyed about what was it? It was what was the game? I don't remember. Let's land here. Getting out of System Center is incredibly important. And we need to land on Snowmelt. Ooh. As you step out of your hatch, you are approached by a woman wearing a blue-black uniform. Oh. Oh, United Shipping. Okay. You are Lepsis... I thought that was the Federation. We don't want to mess with the Federation. You are Lepsis Magna, captain of the Duke of Earl, she asks quietly, and you nod, curious. I'm Samantha Verona, and I'm a representative for the courier company United Shipping. We specialize in moving around small, valuable cargoes like jewelry, business papers, and contracts, etc. We have been recently on the lookout for new pilots who would be willing to work for us. Are you interested? Yes, we are. Excellent, she exclaims, smiling widely. Well, as it happens, we need someone to head over to Goliath in the South Manchester system to pick up 2 tons of personal effects for our client on Tau Prime in the Tau Ceti system. This particular mission has no real deadline, which is slightly unusual, as most of our clients want their merchandise delivered by a set time. Anyway, Samantha grins happily. Another United Shipping representative will meet you at the other end and will brief you further on what to do next. I'm sure I'll see you around in the future, Lepsis Magna. With that, she gets up, shakes your hand, and leaves. Well, that is our first hint at new things. I'm almost tempted to buy this. It is so cheap. All of these are really cheap. Fine. Now, we could buy this, but that would be ridiculous. If we were playing on the hardcore mode, then we would buy it. Oh, yeah, now we get colors. Colors! Blue is good, red is bad, yellow is neutral, orange is, they don't like you, but they won't kill you. Green is good. I think I said that. Yeah, they won't let us land here. We'll just have to float on by. My voice is going. I'm so sorry. Yep. And and we wait. It's cheaper than asking people for help, though. Who wants to ask people for help? Bridget. Well, they said greetings to us, so... Greenwich, the price of equipment was pretty high. Bridget is a name. Usually it's just the Fed destroyer. So Bridget is a trader that we may see again someday. Not if we kill them, obviously, but why would we do that? Okay, we need to come in, land... Okay, we're fine, everything's fine. I'm just happy we don't have to worry about, I'm just happy we don't have to worry about recharging now. Avoid that fight. Okay, so tab is the key that swaps where you're heading, but you still have to open up the map. Do we need to go to Goliath? Yeah. So we are heading here. We don't have 9 tons free, unfortunately. 5,000? Not enough. We will have to make a stop off at Seoul. The trouble is, even with gravimetric sensors and other such things, even if a marauder isn't... Ooh. Oh boy. As you wander around the spaceport after landing, you are slightly surprised to see the same Velos who walked past you as you were unloading a delivery you made to Earth not so long ago. Greetings, Lepsis Magna, he begins in an almost lyrical accent. We have been keeping an eye on you, and it has now reached the point where I have been given no choice but to approach you. Are you prepared to help us out? Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, we do hesitate for several moments. Something in his voice and the way the whole area seems to stand still tells you that this is no simple request, and you get a deep feeling of foreboding about the choices in front of you, and you hesitate for several moments before making a decision. Do you agree to help him? I think we do. I hope this is not a terrible choice. Thank you, he responds sincerely after you give a nod of acquiescence. You see, it has been nearly 7 centuries since anyone has set foot on our homeworld, and I was hoping if you could find it for me. Well, we Velos can remember its exact location, but not the route to or from it. It would mean a great deal to all of us if you could bring us news about its final fate, he tells you quietly. I cannot join you as I have business here, but I will be waiting for your return with great anticipation. With that, he turns around and walks away, leaving you wondering at the odd encounter. Yeah, so the Velos are still humans. However, though they are human, they have psychic abilities. And in the wars between the time that the hyperspace network fell... This is where we need to go? Yeah. You were met by a man wearing the same blue-black uniform that Samantha has been wearing. My name is Sean Clark, he introduces himself as he shakes your hand. Welcome to United Shipping. I take it you have the package? You nod and begin unloading the cargo with the aid of nearby dockwork. Well done, he compliments you when you are finished. I'll take care of this one for you, but in future all deliveries are to be taken to the deliveries office, and the staff there will notify the intended recipient of the arrival of their package. Yes, we are a glorified UPS worker, sort of an Uber version of a UPS worker. We have given you access to accept United Shipping missions through the Mission BBS, he informs you seriously. Obviously, some missions will be more valuable than others, but I'm sure you'll notice that as time goes on. We have now logged you in as an official UN shipping courier, and so if you are ever in need of assistance, you can call on the aid of any nearby UN shipping ships, and they will offer their aid. We make sure to look after our own because precious few others are prepared to look after us. Speaking of looking after our own, I have authorized a transfer of 10,000 credits into your account. In the future, this will be automatically forwarded to you upon the completion of a delivery. I wish you luck, Captain Lepsis Magna, he finishes, shaking your hand again. I'm sure we will meet each other again in the future. Excellent. So we need to go find the Velos homeworld. That's not too far out in the middle of nowhere, remarkably. We could buy some stuffed nup-nups, which, if you remember, are the sentient things from one of those other places. I don't remember now. Oh, yeah, from here. Ha. These are better missions, but they have time limits. We might be able to take on... Okay, so this has to be November 18th. I don't actually know what day it is. Unfortunately, we don't know until we take off. But we can definitely accept both of these. We probably can't take this one, I would assume. But this should be fine. Oh, yeah, we could have... we probably could have taken that one. But it's gone now. Somebody else probably snapped it up while we were away. Snowmelt? Yeah. Oh, pick up a package. Oh no. I wasn't paying attention to that. Oh no. Okay, this might be a problem. We're gonna... Ooh. No, that's a lightning. Sorry, I thought that was a Velos. We might have some problems here, but it'll be fine. Failing our second mission is probably not the best, but, you know, what can you do? So, we need to get there by November 11th. Oh, it's November 4th. So we have a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we are going to fail one of these. November 18th and November... Oh, 18th. Okay. No, we have plenty of time. We're fine. Remarkably, because it takes a day to land and take off, it is actually more efficient to not land. So we have 10 days. If we land, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it'll be tight, but I think we can land here and still make it in time. I believe we can pull off both of these missions and make a hefty chunk of cash. The real trick is Myrim is landing on the right planet, because sometimes I land on the wrong planet, and that cannot be great. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we do need to land at Seoul, or we could just wait for our drive to recharge. We might do that. It is only November 13th. We've got plenty of time. It'll be 16, 17, 18, so we will just barely make it. Oh, those are the Velos. Yeah, they're fancy. 20,000 credits. Not bad at all. Las Vegas in the Vega system in Greenwich. So we pick it up. Oh no, that's still the Velos homeworld. So it really does only show us the... Okay, I guess it does only show us the starting point. Greenwich and Journey's End. So Journey's End is there. By December 7th, it's November 18th, so that's about a month. Well, half a month. We should be able to do both of these. So pick up from there, and pick up from there. It will be tight. We can do it. Let's take both. I'm feeling lucky. Let's buy some metals. Hopefully that's enough. Or hopefully that will turn us a profit. Unfortunately, until we get more cargo space, it's not really worth doing that. Unfortunately, or sorry, it's not really worth doing all of that. But okay, we might just wait for our jump drive capacity to come back to save a day, so we have some extra time to work with in case we make a mistake somewhere else. We'll be waiting for the Velos, or not the Velos, the well, yeah, we'll be waiting for this to regenerate when we search for the Velos homeworld anyway. I don't know what caused that klaxon. Oh well. But yeah, you can see the Velos is gone. The Velos darts. They're labeled as Federation, but that's because the Federation has enslaved the Velos. How do I... Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we have to. That's frustrating. How do I... Do I have to take off and land? Oh, I do. Oh, no. Okay, so that was foolish of me. We can make it to Horizon, though, so we should still be fine. It's only November 23rd. Please get out of here. Plus, now we can say which planets are inhabited without having to worry about it. Okay, so unfortunately, November 27th, we got time. So I think we can buy low here, industrial goods, and try selling it on Earth. Hopefully this doesn't cost us like it did last time. Okay, so we actually succeeded there. Now we just need to get to Khan and then to Journey's End. There is one planet I want to hang out at, to try to get a certain quest line. It's my favorite quest line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What can we pick up from here that we could sell on water? 75, that's the same price as it is on Earth. Yeah, I think at this point it's not really worth trying to pick up. What? Wait, what? What? Did that have a different time limit? Oh no. Oh no. Ah. I don't even know what that is, but it was offering 50,000 credits, so we're taking it. A few of those missions and we'll be right on our way to getting a better ship. Unfortunately, UHP 1001 not to be landed on. Ah, doesn't let us. I don't actually want to land on this. Yeah, okay. Have to wait for our energy to come back. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think it's worth trying to trade, because we don't really know the trade routes very well, or I don't know the trade routes very well, and the others are usually better. So you'll notice that this planet is orange, which means that we would normally not be able to land on it. I just wanted to explain things. Just wanted to explain things. The planet is orange, which would mean that we would normally not be able to... Why are we all the way back here? Oh, no. Okay, fine. I don't count that as a real death. Oh my goodness. But yeah, see, if we had known, I would have just run away. Admittedly, having returned to this game, I am aware all too acutely how Endless Sky is... It looks better. But this game, oh man, I want there to be a total conversion. That has to happen sometime, right? This is just the best game. It's the best. This is my Mac gaming days. Yep. There we go. Okay, we should be fine this time. Yeah. Where are we headed? Tau Ceti. So yes, you'll notice that this is an orange system, and the planet itself is an orange system, which would normally mean we can't land on it. In fact, if we tried landing again, we would not be permitted to land. However, because we were operating under the auspices of the UN shipping service, we were allowed to land and drop off our delivery. And if we happened to go to the shipyard or outfitter while we were there, all the better. Where do we need to land? Tau 2. Oh no. Phew. Extreme rocket boarding. Is this? Yeah, this is where we can buy the extreme rocket boards. Okay, so we might do one more. Nah, let's go looking for the homeworld. Actually, let's first take a quick stop off at, is it New England? It might be New England, but it could also just be something like that was Ireland related. It's my favorite place. Nether Secundus. We need to get... Oh, yeah, the hypergate is open. We were not going to stick around, but the hypergate was open. Biogenic weapons. Yeah, we're not going to land there. I think it's here. I could be wrong, though. We are well on our way to acquiring our first upgraded ship. We are going to skip the larger one of these guys and going to try to get something that'll let us start doing bulk deliveries. Bulk deliveries will let us get a ton of money. I hope we're going to the right place, otherwise we have to wait for pretty much our entire fuel system to recharge. Eventually. Is this the right place? It is not, but we can land here anyway. So, I think maybe it's this place. There's a system around here I really want to go check out, as I've been mentioning. Tuatha. Yeah, this is it. New Ireland. Yeah, New Ireland. Ah, it's my favorite place. During the early years of colonization, some of the troubled youth from a strife-torn province of Earth Hey, the troubles much? Decided that they wished to leave. After many years of struggle, they made their home here. They decided that they wanted to leave behind everything they had grown up with, and slowly they, and their descendants, evolved a peaceful and rural society. They've become an artistic, cultured, and hospitable people. But despite this, remember that the world was colonized by people who had been forced to fight their entire lives to survive. Their skills have been passed down to the wild geese, perhaps the single toughest mercenary unit in known space, known for their fierce independence and near-suicidal bravery. The wild geese are the people I want to join up with. However, we don't get to if the game decides that we aren't in the right place at the right time. Wouldn't that be sad? I'm visiting everywhere because sometimes missions can pop up elsewhere. The modified Starbridge. See, it has these weapons on the sides. Yeah. The modified Starbridge might be what we go for. We do need to get a heavy weapons license and a missile weapons license, which we can get on Earth, but not here, unfortunately. We might go for a battery pack. Yeah. It's too bad we can't get another fuel scoop, but a battery pack is just as good. Oh, we didn't recharge. Oh well. It's fine. So, now we can go 4 jumps. Oh, and you can also see we've been increasing our reputation with United Shipping, so Corella will now let us land there. And I just realized green doesn't mean good, green means you've conquered the planet. Yellow means good. But the planets you've conquered definitely let you land there at least. So that's 3 jumps. We're gonna stop off at South Manchester, which I believe is the last port of call before the emptiness of space. And then we're gonna go look for the Velos homeworld. It probably won't go well for us. Well, it won't go poorly for us, but it also won't go well. I wonder, we may need to build up some amount of fighting reputation before the wild geese will let us join them. Assuming, again, we're in the right place at the right time. And now that I'm thinking about it, it might also be that... What is that? Oh, the hyperspace gate. Yeah, why is there a hyperspace gate up here? Oh, these guys. Well, these are the only true aliens you really meet. And it's difficult to say whether or not they're alive or not. These things, the crypt pods. Maybe someday we will be able to communicate with them, but that day is not this day. We are very much in the emptiness of space. I guess we'll have to wait for all of our fuel to recharge, and that may take some time. Happily, there's basically nothing up here, so we aren't going to be disturbed. We could attack the crypt pods, but then we would die very, very quickly. Very quickly. They don't look like much, but they could definitely kill us. I don't really want to jump. Well, we're probably fine. Yes, okay. We will need to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps back, so it will be a little bit of a wait. In fact, I'm going to pause the recording here and wait for our fuel to recharge. No. I'll wait until we get to the Velos homeworld. Then we'll take off from there, and I'll wait for our fuel to recharge, and then we'll be back. Of course, this takes a while too. Still, 260,000 credits. We haven't been playing for more than an hour or two, and we are already about a quarter of the way to our first upgrade. First new ship, I should say. The shuttle really is awful, though. Again, I don't know if we want to go for a modified Starbridge, because that's a lot more dangerous. I never really got the hang. Of course, I haven't played this game in years. I never really got the hang of combat. I'm just not very good at the combat. Velos. With a hyperspace gate. Right over there. Unfortunately, this does not look like much of an alive world. You are filled with sorrow at the sight of this destroyed world. You remember hearing the stories of the glorious Velos homeworld and the amazing beauty. Looking around, you cannot help but feel remorse at the actions of your predecessors. You wander around for as long as your biosuit will allow. As you get back into your beloved Duke of Earl, you slowly dry your eyes as the airlock cycles, and you remember the odd crypt pods you kept seeing on your way here. You resolve to ask the Velos friends about them when you return, if he is prepared to talk further after hearing the news of the devastation of his homeworld. This planet is all that is left of what was once an advanced and beautiful civilization. Very few records of the Velos before the Velos Wars have survived, but those that have show that this planet was a paradise world with many beautiful buildings and parks. The Velos that remain alive today say that in every city there were artistic and athletic festivals, and that these two pursuits were viewed as the most noble by all Velos. Now, only radioactive dust and one or two radiation-resistant microbial life forms remain here. You wish you could spend more time wandering around the ruins of this planet, but your biosuit is already giving you warnings about the radiation. So, we will return when I have waited for our fuel to recuperate. So happily, there is a faster path back, so we only needed to wait for 3 bars to come back. Now that we're away from System Center, we can head back to Civilization. Oh. Why was there a Leviathan here? That's weird. But you can see that there's a network of hyperspace gates up towards the north, for some reason completely abandoned. We are heading back to Seoul. Exploration up north isn't particularly rewarding. It's not like there's anything interesting up there, but it's fun to do. It does take a bit of time, so I will try to refrain from doing that until we have a ship that's truly capable of it. You are not terribly surprised to see your Velos friend waiting for you when you return. I can see the devastation in your mind, he tells you sadly, and you are reminded that all Velos are powerful telepaths. We knew that the Colonial Council had destroyed it, but we had hoped that it might have recovered a little in the intervening years. I'm glad the crypt mind left you alone, he says with a mysterious smile. It always attacks every Velos that approaches it. For some reason, it leaves you humans alone. Anyway, he explains after shaking himself out of his reverie, it is imperative that you learn more about yourself. You must go and see my friend Flairen, who lives on New England in the Wolf 359 system. He isn't always around, but if you keep stopping by occasionally, you'll catch him eventually. After he walks off, you are left with more questions than answers. What exactly is this crypt mind? What is it you need to learn about yourself? What exactly is going on? You resolve to find this Flairen and ask him as soon as possible. You know, I'm moderately concerned that we have fallen into the Velos storyline, which is not one you can get yourself out of. You can get yourself out of the other storylines, but not the Velos storyline. You are surprised to feel a tap on your shoulder as you exit your ship, and you turn to see the traditional long hair of a Velos standing some meters off to your right, beckoning you over. Sorry to have startled you, he apologizes hurriedly, but I do not have much time. I'm Flairen, and I have felt you in Lirel's thought forms. You are the first non-Polaris human who has the potential to be a very powerful telepath, perhaps even a T0. Let me explain, he says, obviously aware of your confusion. Most humans are T6s, only peripherally aware of the power of the mind. T5s are capable of observing and influencing the thoughts of others. T4s have the ability to produce physical force using their minds alone, such as poking someone on the shoulder to get their attention. He waggles his finger at you, and he is about to continue when out for... Oh boy, we did! And he's about to continue when out from around the side of your ship burst a group of 4 men and 1 woman, all clothed in black, carrying deadly-looking blasters. You know, I'm pretty sure there's only like a 2 to 5% chance of getting this storyline, but of course we get it. Okay, fine. Is this him? Asks the woman of Flairen, who nods sadly. Grab him. The 4 men jump on you, overpowering you in an instant, and you are led into the depths of a secure area of the spaceport, while everybody around pointedly looks the other way. Within minutes, you are anesthetized and put under the knife. When you wake up, you can feel a cold metallic lump attached to the back of your neck, and you know without moving that something has been attached to your central nervous system. Just so you know, you now work for us, comes the commanding voice of the female leader of the team who captured you. The device attached to the back of your neck was devised during the Velos Wars to enslave telepaths, and one has been attached to every Velos since then. Now that you have been pacified, she continues dismissively, I am ordering you back to Earth to be trained by the Lyral. Secondly, don't cut your hair ever again. Finally, you are not to buy any outfits or ships that are not Federation technology, and even then, only those that would not require a license. At this stage, we don't want you to stand out in any way, so you will have to make do with that. You can buy the licenses if you want, but they will be worthless to you. While I have you here, we will be temporarily disabling your access key to the public mission BBS, at least until you are more obviously a Velos. You find yourself nodding helplessly and complying with her wishes without thought. It's still here, though. Oh, never mind. Ugh, I can't believe it. I wanted to do other things. I wanted to join the rebels. Ugh. And this is why I love the game. I wanted to join the rebels and become a wild goose, and you are met by a solemn Lyral when you land. I'm truly sorry, Lepsis Magna, he tells you in the face of your anger. But I too am a slave, and one of the many rules we must abide by is to report all potential telepaths. But for you, there is some hope. You aren't Velos. There's a small chance that one day you may earn your freedom. In the meantime, we must endure our servitude together. Now, he says, if you are to be enslaved, you may as well learn a little about your capabilities. Suddenly, you feel a warm pressure in the back of your mind. Can you feel that? Asks Lyral, and you nod. Good. You look around, trying to figure out who spoke. You turn to see Lyral looking at you intently. You realize that he has been speaking directly into your head. Not quite. I am manipulating your surface thoughts so that you think the words I want to say to you. You feel a sudden pressure inside your head, and your mind is forced open. In one awful instant, you can sense Lyral's mighty awareness and the dark bands of the constraint on his mind before realizing that you can feel the very same bands on your own mind. In a sudden whirlwind of discovery, you can feel the intelligences of the peoples throughout the spaceport and beyond, their emanations becoming less distinct the further away they are. You can even sense some of the physical attributes of the surrounding space, even as far away as a couple systems away. Looking back at Lyral, you can feel almost a network of gossamer thin filaments radiating out from him to thousands of other glowing, telepathically aware intelligences spread throughout the galaxy. In a sudden whiff of insight, you realize that the Velos have achieved a form of hive mind where they can share each other's experiences and memories. Good. Now that you can see the universe of the mind, use it wisely, or you will spend all your life twisting the hate out of their minds. You spend a moment casting your awareness around the universe before Lyral intrudes into your thoughts again. The Bureau wants you to keep checking in at the bar here, as this is one of the places they hand out assignments. Like it or not, for now, you are their property. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well... okay. When you walk into the bar, a young soldier stands up and indicates that you should follow him. You can sense that he works with the Bureau, and without thinking, you obey his nonverbal command. You are shepherded into a room that has a single spotlight facing the door. I'm sure you can appreciate the reasons behind our security precautions, begins a lovely female voice. It just wouldn't do for anyone to find out any more about the Bureau than they already have. As you sit, listening to her chair creak as she shifts her weight, your mind strains to make sense of the jumble of sensations in front of you. In a sudden flash of recognition, you recognize there is another, more experienced telepath in the room, confusing your senses. As far as you are concerned, I am Commander Crane, she continues. I want you to do something for us. Commander Crane, being the leader of the Bureau, is the shadow force behind the Federation. What I'm ordering you to do, Crane continues, is to infiltrate the organization that calls themselves the Rebellion. We'll spread the rumor that you are on the run from us after narrowly escaping capture at the hands of a counterterrorism team. That should be enough to get you started. If, during your travels, she shifts again, you see a ship called the Prodigal Son, it'll be because we want to contact you. Finish your current mission, then come to the bar here and we'll go through the normal procedure. Perhaps it would be best if you continually checked the Earth bar in case you missed the Prodigal Son, or if we can't put it in your path. Go now to Rebel 2 in the Korea system, she orders with quiet authority, and tell the rebels that you want to aid them somehow, as the Bureau is not what you thought it was. They will take it from there. Be careful, Lepsis Magna, she warns sincerely. I only just recently gained your services. I don't want you dying on me just yet. Oh, man. Oh, man. And we don't really have much of a choice here. We have to go and betray the rebels. We could start a new character, but Not much else we can do. Can't believe it. We are 2 jumps away. Unfortunate. Ah, the Alliance of Free Traders. Or pirates. Better known as pirates. Oh well, at least we'll get a cool ship out of the deal. Things were going so well. Well, I suppose our first playthrough of this game is going to be rather regimented. We may need to try again so that we don't get this again. If anything, I wanted to get the Polaris storyline wouldn't have been so bad. There may still be a way out of this. I don't remember. You are met by a slightly suspicious rebel dockmaster who inquires to you as to why you have landed here. You explain that you feel obligated to do something for the rebellion, seeing as they are fighting the Bureau. You tell him that you have learned of the Bureau does not. You tell him that what you have learned of the Bureau does not fit with your ideals for the Federation, and you are a man of action and cannot sit by and just let them continue on their merry way. You can sense the dockmaster remains suspicious, but after a deft helping touch on the swirling of his mind, he decides against questioning you further. We always have need for freighter captains, he explains, and you can do that without actually gaining a lot of our secrets. If you are planning on doing something more dangerous, you're going to have to prove yourself first. Go and see the dockmaster on Merrill in the Aldebaran system while he is off duty in the bar and give him this. He hands you a small data crystal. He should be able to find something for you. So now we need to go to Aldebaran. And yeah, we basically don't get anything other than Velos missions right now, which is unfortunate. Ah, boy. And we have to keep an eye out for the prodigal son. Hopefully we'll be able to squeak by here, yeah. Ah, boy. I can't believe it. You know how many times I played this game wanting to get that storyline? And I didn't? Oh my goodness, stop. That does happen. That does happen. Oh, right, we stopped. Oh, dear. Let us go, please. The Aldebaran system is not a great place to hang out because the rebels have stuff there, so they often interact with the Federation. You ask the barmaid to point out the off-duty dockmaster, and she points out a stocky fellow enjoying a quiet drink. He looks up as your shadow falls across his table. "What can I do for you?" he asks politely. You explain your situation, saying that you were directed here to do something useful for the rebellion that doesn't require you to have an enormous security clearance. He looks at you and runs his hand through his graying hair. You can sense his shrewd mind calculating the risks you pose to the security of his operation. "Well, we could use some help getting some foodstuffs onto our planet," he muses. He goes on to explain, "The Bureau is trying to starve out the Federation, and the people's belts are starting to look a little tighter. Are you willing to become a freight courier?" You realize you have no choice but to accept. "Alrighty then," he says, squaring his shoulders. "If you could go to Las Vegas in the Vegas system and pick up 10 tons of food and bring it back here, it would be much appreciated. Ask for Jay when you return, and I'll make sure it gets distributed to the right people. When you're on Las Vegas," Jay continues, "make sure you get your produce from a guy named Burton. He's willing to sell his food to people he hasn't seen before, so he's your man. Even though we could go to the trade center and pick it up from anywhere, but it's fine." You thank him sincerely, but he merely eyes you askance, and after observing his mind for a moment, you sense he doesn't like having off-duty hours interrupted. Next time, he warns, picking up a drink, "Don't bring everyday business to the bar. I like my time off." You nod your head and start heading back to your beloved Duke of Earl, leaving Jay to savor the rest of his drink in peace. How sad. We are forced to betray these folks, who are just trying to get away from the very people who have enslaved us. You know how many times I've played this game trying to become a Velos, and I think I got it once. Ah. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's hilarious, but fine. As soon as you land, you go looking for this Burton guy. Surprisingly, he's not too hard to find. That's misspelled. The Las Vegas marketplace is very well organized, and with a half hour, you're standing in front of the man you want, haggling over the price. The two of you quickly reach an agreement, and you get your tons of food, no questions asked. He even gets one of his men to give you a hand loading the stuff onto your ship. You casually cast your senses around the local area to ensure none of the Federation authorities are paying you any obvious attention. Once you are satisfied, you begin running through a quick pre-flight checklist before heading off-planet. There really is nothing else we can do at this point. We kind of have to go and do all the things they ask us to. It's moderately frustrating, actually. I mean, I say it's moderately frustrating. So we were never there, and we were never here. How are we getting all these systems? I wonder if because we're a Velos, we sense systems like one further out. I can't remember now. I'm just making things up. I don't really know. Sorry, I have to... As soon as you open your hatch, you are hailed by a smiling Jay walking along the concourse towards you. I take it you got it, he states with a grin and a wink, and you can sense his relief. You realize that the rebels in this system must be living under terrible restrictions to survive the enormous Federation blockade of their world. After you show him your holds, he claps you on the shoulder. Come with me to my office, he says, and we'll see what can be done about your payment and a regular run. We'll leave the unloading to the people who get paid for it. You follow Jay into his spartanly furnished office, and he sits down on a comfortable chair. I take it, he states, that you will be wanting to move your way up the ranks to the more exciting missions. When you nod, he grins and claps you on the shoulder again. Good to hear, he says with an approving smile. Of course, we live in times when trust is at a minimum, and if you want to become involved in the more exciting missions, you'll have to prove yourself worthy by doing plenty of the tedious lower-risk runs. To get you started, I'm going to make these food drops a regular occurrence, and each one you do will go a little way to proving yourself to the rebel high mucky mucks. You nod in understanding. In the meantime, here's 15,000 credits to play with. He hands over a credit chip. Have a few drinks on me. With despair in your heart, you realize that you have taken your first step towards destroying these brave people. Now, the other poignant thing here is that when you do take the rebel storyline, this is exactly the same thing that happens then. Like, it's a nice tie into how do things work in this world, because this is exactly what happens to you if you legitimately join the rebels, obviously without the undertones of having to betray them. You sense Jay's shrewd intelligence and happy outlook, but decide against looking in his direction so as not to risk revealing your telepathic capabilities. Captain Lepsis Magna, you hear, yelled from the back of the bar when he finally notices you. Over here! You turn towards the voice and you see him sitting enjoying a drink. He kicks out a chair at his table and indicates you should join him with a grin. Well, join him with a grin. I've been told to move you up the chain, he begins smiling, but don't get carried away, he cautions. It's only a small step up from the food drops to equipment drops. What it does mean is that some of the head sheds have noticed you. If you keep this up, before long you'll be up there with the best of them. Jay leans forward, resting his heavily muscled arms on the table, and as he asks more seriously, that is, if you're still interested. You realize you have no choice but to accept. And again, in the Rebel storyline, you do have a choice. Well, it's pretty simple, really, Jay continues expansively. No different to what you're doing now, except the Bureau now reckons what you will be smuggling is worse than what you were smuggling before. We want you to do is go to Menon in the Leston system, he indicates with a casual wave of his arm, and get 10 tons of equipment and bring it back here. Jay leans forward again. The man to go and see about getting this stuff, no questions asked, is a guy named Arpad. He knows his work and is very competent. He'll make sure you're looked after. Good luck, Captain Lepsis Magna. It really is awful, isn't it? Oh, that is a lot of Federation ships. I am glad we're leaving. But really, there's nothing we can do other than this storyline now. It's sad. As soon as you land, you go looking for this Arpad guy. He's a lot harder to find than Burton was on Las Vegas, as the Menin marketplace is not nearly as well organized. However, with the help of your telepathic abilities, after just over an hour of searching, you're standing in front of the man you want, haggling over the price. The two of you quickly reach an agreement, and you get your 10 tons of equipment, no questions asked. Yada yada yada. Once again, you casually cast your awareness, yada yada yada. And now we head back to Aldebaran. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's populating the systems next to the systems that we've been in because we're Velos, which is pretty cool. I don't know if that's listed anywhere. A T5 strength level, a topographic sense. Yeah, okay. So these two are inherent to our character now. Yeah. T5, yeah, Because of that, we get to see one system away. That's pretty cool. Not worth the enslavement. Oh, come on. Why? Why are you coming after us? Free traders. 20,000 credits. Yeah, fine. Oh, so that counts for all of them. Excellent. Oh, well, okay. Well, sometimes you just die. Okay. I am tempted to... No, never mind. Oh. Okay. I don't know why we're running into so many pirates. In a legitimate run, I would probably be a little more careful, and we wouldn't be rushing through all of the... Well, we definitely wouldn't be rushing through all of this without an upgraded ship. Oh my goodness, seriously! Seriously. As soon as you open the hatch, you are hailed by a smiling Jay walking along the concourse towards you. I take it you got what we wanted, he states with a grin and a wink, and once again you can sense the genuine relief at seeing you again. The rebels on this planet must really be struggling. To satisfy his curiosity, you bring him aboard and show him your holds, and he claps you on the shoulder. Excellent work, he says. Come with me to my office and we'll see what can be done about payment and another regular run. There are enough people around here who get paid to do the unloading, so why don't we leave them to it? Once again, you follow Jay into his separate, Spartanly furnished office. It looks to me, he states with a mischievous grin, as though people in charge of this are starting to look your way. He claps you on the shoulder again, and you observe the growing affection he is feeling towards you. Well, you're on your way, he says with an approving smile. Of course, it will take some time, and things won't happen overnight, but I think you have begun your long journey to the top. Keep putting in the hard yards, and you should get there. To help you out, I'm going to clear you to receive these equipment drops from the Mission BBS so you can clock up a few more brownie points. You nod, understanding that your willingness to do this sort of grunt work will go a long way towards impressing the people in charge of your loyalty. In the meantime, here's a whopping 25,000 credits to play with. Have a few drinks on me. Now, he says it won't happen overnight. This is kind of weird, though. Like, it should be forcing us to go on these... It should be forcing us to go on some missions before it pushes us through. It might be because we're on the Velos storyline. It's messed up, and it isn't requiring us to do a few trade runs before actually advancing us. I don't know. Once again, you can sense the good nature and shrewd intelligence of Jay before you see him, but you again decide not to look in his direction to hide your abilities. That is, until you feel him trying to gain your attention. You casually look over to see Jay waving his hand at you as he sits in his normal place. You sit down and he grins at you. If you were going to start betraying the rebellion, he says in jest, now would be the time you could start. You quickly probe his mind, and you sense that his comment is just an attempt at humor. The head sheds have decided to move you up a little further, he continues. They want you to go pick up a rebel informant who believes that she has been compromised. Are you in, or do you need a little more time to prepare? Once again, you realize you have no choice but to accept. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the reason this is going so quickly is because they messed up the Velos storyline, or one of the mods I had messed up the Velos storyline. In reality, this mission is fairly simple, Jay continues quietly, not too different from the cargo missions you've been doing, except that you will be picking up a passenger rather than freight. The young lady in question, whose name is Anna, lives on Kismet in the Enlightenment system, he tells you seriously. Make sure you aren't spotted on the way out, as the Bureau would really like it if they stumbled onto a rebel extraction. Jay leans forward to emphasize his next point, and you can sense the urgency behind his words. The rebellion prides itself on looking after its people when it can. Our leaders have made a vow to extract any agent in trouble, if it is possible without further compromising security. It is one of the many things that allows the rebellion to employ so many people, otherwise many would simply not pluck up the courage to join, and we would be struggling even more than we are. Good luck, Captain Lepsis Magna, he tells you. You may need it. This whole saga takes... Oh, dear. We might be okay. We're not okay. See... Wait. Oh, there we go. Good. Fine. Are there no... Okay, there's a traitor. Oh, well. Now that we're doing the more dangerous stuff, which again, I would have liked to have upgraded our ship before that. Oh well. This is going to take a while. In fact, I'm going to pause the game because the... Wait a minute. I did not notice that this ship is called the Prodigal Son. We're probably going to die. Yeah, we're probably... Well, the Federation might take care of it for us. Why are you not taking care of this for us? The Terrapin is really slow. So it is highly unlikely. Yeah, I'm gonna... Yep, that's fine. Well, now I guess we don't have to wait. I am amused that the Prodigal Son is the one that's rescuing us. So we have to stop off in Seoul on our way. Hopefully, we'll be able to land here. Okay. Yeah. See, the problem is, the universe is based around you being competent and having equipment. Oh, no, I don't want to jump. Oh, well. It's probably fine. Yeah, I know. Just let me pick up the person. So we need to go to Merrill. Is this... No, Kismet, that's right. Okay. You land and go through your normal post-flight checklist as usual. When you are finished, you head outside to stretch your legs and await the arrival of the passenger. You don't have to wait long. Within 10 minutes, a plump-looking middle-aged matron walks up and introduces herself as Anna. The ability of the rebels to spread information throughout the galaxy must be very good if she was able to get here as almost soon as you landed. You take her inside and show her around before heading back up to your cockpit to begin preparing to head back out into space. You know, amusingly, we're going to be going to Seoul with the rebel in tow. I'm sure we'll have to come up with some fast talking for why we left the ship and landed on Seoul. That's funny, though, that we had to request help from the Prodigal Son. What now? What? Hey. You told me to do this. Oh, fine. Yeah, Prodigal Son is right there. Wait. Do we actually need to go to Wolf 359? We might actually need to go to Wolf 35. I was sure it was Seoul, though. Well, we'll head to Wolf 359. We might need to finish this... No? Okay. Strange. I guess we have to finish this mission before it'll let us go back to progress on the storyline. Please get us out of here. There's a lot of Federation ships. Over the course of your journey, you learn that Anna is only really an informant. She only relays information regarding Federation and Bureau activities on to the other members of her cell network. You are a little impressed at the way the rebels have set up their informants. If only any one person was turned, they could only ever incriminate a maximum of 3 others, and even then, unless they acted within 2 days, they could not even do that. Anna thanks you for helping her out as she leaves, and you watch her walking away. You realize you never did find out the story about her removal, but then you doubt she would have told you. She didn't really seem like the blabbing type. You look over to see the muscular figure of Jay walking towards you. You did good out there, he states seriously. Come to my office. I have someone I want you to meet. You walk in and see a vaguely familiar figure with short hair and a military bearing. Allow me to introduce myself, the man says easily, reaching forward to shake your hand. My name is Cade Smart, retired general. You remember that you are talking to one of the founding members of the rebellion. You remember vaguely that the General Cade Sundown Smart, as he was called, took command of the Federation's forces when the Aurorans had just wiped out whole fleets of the Federation Navy under the incompetent command of his predecessor. His brilliance kept the Federation alive at a time when its destruction seemed a virtual certainty. I want you to know that I've been following your career carefully, General Smart continues, and I want to pass on my appreciation for what you're doing. We are truly grateful for your efforts. Jay tells me that he's going to make similar missions available to you through the mission BBS, and I can think of no one better for the job. Thank you, Captain Leptis Magna. Just making me not feel so great about this, you know. But yeah, in the Rebel storyline, you definitely have to run a few of those missions before they'll progress you. So I'm guessing the Velos storyline is just bugged a little, which is fine. I'm kind of interested in finishing this one off so we can start another one. As soon as you land, you decide to head over to the bar to see if you can find Crane. You feel a familiar tap on your shoulder, and you turn to see a young soldier who informs you that you have to go to New England in the Wolf 359 system. Commander Crane will meet you there. At the mention of her name, a nameless dread rises up in your stomach, and once again you realize the hopelessness of your situation. As they have done so many times already in your short time of enslavement, the dark bands that enclose your mind twist you into thoughtlessly obeying the commands given to you. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. We do get a cool ship out of it, though. Why are there Aurorans in the Sol system? You are taken into a darkened room by a dock worker who refuses to be drawn into conversation. Hello, my pretty, comes that horrifically beautiful voice. Report. You make your report, and she grills you about the extraction and the appearance of General Smart. With the enslavement device attached to the nape of your neck, you have no hope of resisting her questioning. Good, the voice decides finally. You have done well. Now we must start using your position to the best advantage. From here on, she commands, I want you to bring any rebels you pick up here, and we will do a quick body switch so that we can start planting a few agents amongst their network. Hopefully they will start getting you to place agents in the future, and then we will really be getting somewhere. In the meantime, she continues meaningfully, I want you to deliver this message pod to a man in the bar on the Kane Band at Earth. You know who he is. He'll meet you when you land. We really are enslaved here. Yeah. As you exit your ship, you see the soldier who has been your link to Crane sitting nearby in a seat that affords excellent visibility. You walk up and drop the message pod in front of him. Without a word, he punches in a long string of numbers into the encryption lock and reads the contents. He looks up at you and in a clipped tone says, Commander Crane wants you to continue on as planned with your infiltration and await the usual prodigal son signal before returning here. With that, he closes the message pod and returns to looking around and ignoring you. Obviously, as far as he's concerned, this conversation is over. As you head back to your beloved Duke of Earl, you wonder how you can live with yourself doing what you are doing to these brave rebels. Nobody deserves to go through what is done to you, and you have no doubt that they will be subjected to it as well. After you spend over an hour sitting at the controls, sweating, shaking, and weeping uncontrollably, you recover your head out into space. You recover and head out into space in the deepest despair of your life. You see only 2 paths ahead of you, death or damnation. Which will it be for you? Oh, boy. Well. Oops. Oh. Oops. Stop. I hit the wrong thing. There we go. This is not how I expected this playthrough to go. We were going to get a ship. We were going to join the rebels. Everything was going to be fine. Well, sure. Equipment run sounds good. Oh boy. When we hear that, it is time to land. Oh, stop. Okay. There we go. I would really have liked to get a better ship before we headed up here, you know? I guess it's fine. Da. Oh dear. Please, oh dear. 20,000 credits. 40,000 credits. I mean, it is less than it would have taken us, and now they won't. Now they won't destroy us, but still, we are alone in the system. Come on, cargo drone. I guess it is a drone. That's a good point. Well, we do appear. Oh, excellent. So much money. It's not even worth it. Jumping into Aldebaran is probably a bad idea with this slow of shields, but yeah, as I said, bad idea with this. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. You find Jay in his office, hard at work on his computer like he normally is. Back again so soon? He responds in a surprised voice in response to your knocking. Good work. It's good to see someone who is prepared to do a little extra for the cause, and given the way things are going, we are certainly going to need every bit of what you just brought in. Yada yada yada. And he pays us. Still no... Okay. Rescue Rebel. Boy. So we have to go pick this person up and drop them off with the Federation. Which is unfortunate. I think we have to drop them off at the... I can't remember... Maybe it's when we start dropping agents off that we have to start... Yeah, that's probably it. Trusa. Oh, Meryl. Truso. Oh, okay. But we're helping. No, dear. That was not fair. Oops. Okay, this could be a problem. Okay, that could be problematic. We will be right back. Okay. Let us leave this place with haste. You know, the anacondas don't scan you unless you actually have illegal cargo. I'm just saying. Your passenger exits straight into the arms of the waiting Bureau investigators. He looks confused for a second before going red and turning on you, enraged. He lunges only to be forcefully restrained by the pickup team. You're going to pay for this, the rebel agent yells with impotent fury as you watch on sadly, wishing you could will yourself to help him. One of the men restraining the rebel clubs him over the head with a short baton, and he slumps unconscious. Good thinking, nods the leader as the man is dragged away. She turns to you. We will have a replacement for you to take back to the rebels in a few hours. Meet us in the bar. Yada yada yada. In despair, you stand up, leaving the rest of your drink unfinished, and both of you head back towards your ship. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Well... We are kind of locked into the Velos storyline at this point. We might have a chance. We might have a chance to get out of it. I don't remember if we have a chance. Nope. This is the right place to be checking in, right? We're supposed to be checking in on... I have no my active missions. Okay. Do an equipment run, I guess. Oh, boy. We should be able to escape. That is a very large missile. It's an expensive missile, and it is annoying that we got hit with it. Yeah. Turning around is not fun now. Oh boy. This is all sorts of... Ionization is not fun. Equipment. And back to the rebels. I wonder what would happen if we just didn't do anything. I doubt it. I doubt anything interesting would happen. We really are locked in at this point. It's, sad. Okay, then. Not trying to avoid hitting the poor scout ship, I guess. Do it again. We have to assume that at some point they will increase our security clearance. Although that may have been what the Cade Smart thing was. Normally, there's a lot more freedom in this game. However, we just happen to get the one storyline that doesn't. It's crazy how this happened. This doesn't usually turn out this way. Eventually, sure. Eventually, we'll get something. This is the part of the game where I was like, yeah, they should be requiring us to faction grind for a little bit of time. Which, hey, it's okay with me. We're getting money out of it. Oops. Ah, come back. It is remarkable how close the the rebellion is to the seat of the Empire. Ooh, that was close. Ooh. That's not it. That's just it. Ah, there we go. Once again, you wait for Jay to try and gain your attention before looking in his direction. To see Jay waving his hand as he sits in his normal place with a young, slightly overweight woman next to him. You sit down and he grins at you. The guys at HQ want to move you up another link in the chain, he says in earnest. It looks like you're on your way. He gives you a wink. Realistically, though, he continues sardonically, your next step isn't any different from your last, but think of it as another rung passed to make it to the top. And are you in, or do you need a little more time to settle yourself in? With despair in your heart, you nod your acceptance. We're talking about insertion missions, he continues quietly, where you take an agent from here and plant them wherever they need to go to start their new lives as informants. Allow me to introduce Fiona, he indicates the woman sitting next to him. She needs to get to Dunromain in Journey's End system. The usual deal applies in keeping away from Federation and the Bureau. Good luck to both of you. You nod without thinking, knowing that this brave young lady is about to gain first-hand knowledge of the depravities of the Bureau. Despite your wishes to the contrary, you find yourself setting a course to New England in accordance with Commander Crane's wishes. Oh boy. Doesn't even matter that we're making money. Nothing matters. Everything's terrible. Ah. Fiona looks a little confused when she sees the Bureau's strong arms as she steps out of your hatch. Comprehension comes slowly as she turns to you in despair. You turn away, shamed beyond words, as she stumbles into the arms of the waiting Bureau team. Thanks, says one of them casually as another smashes over the head a few times with the short batons they all seem to carry. Commander Crane left a message that you are to make contact with the usual place, says the attractive team leader as her team drags away the unconscious rebel. We will take care of the rest of the operations to replace her with one of our own. You take a few moments to collect yourself from the horror your life has become as the team leader slowly walks away. Apparently that means going back to Seoul. I don't remember seeing the prodigal son. Oh well, it's fine. You can sense Lyral waiting for you long before you dock with the Kane band. As soon as you exit the ship, you watch him weave his mind power into the physical existence and feel him poke you on the shoulder. After taking a moment to think about it, you clumsily mimic his actions and poke him back. Good. Now you are a T4. You are a small step closer to feeling your way out of bondage. But right now, we have something important to discuss. She has been ordered to tell you the rules, or he has been ordered to tell you the rules, so I'm telling you to go and see him on Wolf 359. You move to the sidewalk bench where Lyral is sitting and sit down next to him before responding that you have received no such orders. Suddenly, you feel an enormous pressure on your mind that freezes you into your seat. You may be powerful one day, but I have my orders and you will obey them because you have no choice. Now go. As you walk away shaken, you realize Lyral was only responding according to his orders, and that if he had wanted to hurt you, there had been precious little you could have done about it. He just wants you to do what has to be done to preserve the status quo for the time being. You sense that he has hopes that you might somehow help him and his people to overcome the bonds of slavery, but that for the moment, survival is the key. Still, feeling the awesome power or the full force of his mind is an experience you would not be willing to endure again. You vow to one day free yourself from the bonds that hold you and the Velos in thrall to your Bureau masters. Well then. We just came from there. You find Fleuran waiting for you alongside an officious-looking Bureau agent. Come, he wishes to talk more privately. You follow, and he leads you and the Bureau agent to a more private room. Lepsis Magna begins the agent formula. These are the standing orders given to all telepaths under your control, and you will obey them all without fail. Understand? You nod, and the agent nods at Fleuran. The first rule, Fleuran verbalizes impassively, is that you must obey orders only from Bureau personnel, and those orders must be weighed according to the rank of the person giving the order, i.e. if you get two conflicting sets of orders, you will follow the orders of the person with the highest rank within the Bureau. The second rule, he continues quietly, is that you must report any person or persons who harbor ill intent towards the Bureau of Internal Investigation immediately to the nearest Bureau agent. The third rule, explains Fleuran, is that you must resist all attempts to free you from your bondage with all your strength and to the best of your ability. And the last rule, he concludes gravely, is that you must report all unenslaved telepaths to the nearest Bureau agent as soon as possible. That is why you were enslaved, but you can thank Lyral that he said that you might... he said you could be captured, otherwise they would have destroyed you without thought. But you might be able to grow out of your bondage, unlike us Velos. We need to attain a higher level than you to gain our freedom. Pardon me. With a nod of your head, you indicate that you have understood all the standing orders that you must follow, and to let Fleuran know that you have accepted what he has told you. Good, states the Bureau agent brusquely. Make sure you keep an eye out in both bars and mission BBSs around the place. Now return to your business. As he walks out the door, you and Fleuran stare at each other for a long moment before Fleuran drops his eyes in sorrow and follows him out. Not a great situation to be in. Still, we do eventually get those cool ships. Taken from our trading runs. I should have just said no. I don't know if I had the chance to say no, actually. It's likely I wouldn't have. Wait. Oops. Oh well, we'll do both. Okay. Well, you know. Some days are better than others. At least these runs are easy. Well, except for the constant threat of death. Again, I feel like we got cut out before our prime. We didn't even get to upgrade our ship. Not that that matters now. Would have been nice, though. Galadriel. Man, Las Vegas is not in a great neighborhood. Oh, just leave us alone. Ah, well, what do we got here? I guess another equipment run. Okay, seriously. That just happens way too frequently. So, normally there would be a lot more choices and we could, like, decide whether or not we wanted to do things and such, but we kind of got the raw end of the deal here. It turns out okay. I mean, for certain definitions of okay, I suppose. We just lucked into getting that thread of the mission at that particular time. Yeah, we should have had to do this for the time between the... yeah, we should not have jumped up in the ranks so quickly. Which is just confusing. Why would a Federation reinforcement fleet be coming? There's no reason for that. On the plus side, running 720p and 30 frames a second means I can record for a lot longer without having to worry about hitting YouTube's file size limit. I don't actually know how long we've been playing, so... Ah, well. Oh, Simpson, that's not where I want to land. Okay. Food run it is. Ah, I did it again. Hopefully, we'll start seeing the Prodigal Son at some point. I want to get to, I think it's T3 where we get to start doing fun stuff. Well, we should at least betray the Federation, or sorry, betray the rebels before we quit for today. I mean, getting to that point in the storyline. There's so much you can do, and we just got shafted out of all of it. I mean, these are pretty profitable trading runs, so I'm not horribly unhappy, but still. I wonder if I should just try buying a ship. Like, we have plenty of credits. We get a Terrapin. They're kind of slow, though. So their speed is 175. Yeah, that's less than half of our speed. We don't need to be slower. Also, yeah, this shuttle is dead. Yeah, this shuttle is dead. The Manticore would tear it apart. That's amusing. We have to go to the Wolf 359 system to rescue a rebel. I didn't actually check how much these missions give us. Yeah, that just went straight from picking it up to getting captured. As you step off your ship, you see a stunning blonde waving you over to her. "Good to see you again," she says, and you realize you are talking to Commander Crane in person. "Now that you've been made aware of the rules, I don't think there is any need for me to hide my identity from you any longer." She indicates that you should sit on the park bench next to her, and you comply. She pulls out a datapad and calls up a display of what appears to be a very detailed map of Auroran space. "We've been working out the details of a long-range plan," she explains, "that involves the Aurorans. Our preparations are nearing completion. We want to confirm that our intel on the political situation amongst our neighbors is correct. Of course, there are other reasons I want you to go. The other reason I want you to go is because I'm going to be sending you on a number of missions against the Aurorans, and this is an easy way to familiarize yourself. You're going to be taking a short jaunt into the Auroran Empire." "Okay," she nods, continuing in a businesslike tone. "Obviously," she says in a casual wave, "I can't reveal to you any of the details of the coming operation for reasons of operational security, so you'll be going into this a little blind. However, I'm sure with your telepathic abilities you will manage to get by." You nod and indicate she should continue. "I want you to head down to Moash in the Moash system," she informs you after referring to a report on her desk. "Land somewhere and have a quick look around. Find out what you can about their current status politically, economically, and militarily. When you've given the place a once-over, head back here and report to me. Any questions? No? Good. I look forward to hearing your report soon." Aurora, or Moash. I believe we want to head this way. Let's hope we don't die. Oh, I should have... we should head back... We should land on Sol and check out the shipyard. Yeah. They probably wouldn't let us buy... Yeah, no, they won't let us buy... Oh! As soon as you land, you can sense Lyral waiting for you, and you quickly go through your post-flight routine before disembarking your ship and making your way over to meet him. "It is time to show you how to travel. Follow me." You cannot help but feel a little excitement as he leads you back to the space dock and out onto a vacant pad, where he immediately forms a protective barrier around himself, and you recognize the familiar shape of a Velos dart. As you continue to observe, he shows you how to focus your mental energy into an elegant beam of pure physical power. After allowing his newly created ship to dissolve around him, he guides your mind into the new ways of manipulating the universe around you. Within a few minutes, you learn the basics behind twisting missile guidance systems against themselves, how to sense the physical size of ships around you, as well as their intent towards you, and how to reach out with your mind to learn more about the general nature of nearby systems. Finally, he teaches you how to twist space around you to create a hole through which you can enter hyperspace and travel the spaceways. Hey, look at that! Now you will not need a pile of metal any longer, nor will you need any of those computer systems these humans need to see the space around them, as you can fly as free as your mind can visualize. Go now to see Fleuren. He will share with you our history and our dreams. Listen, for you may be the one who leads us out of slavery. You have it in you. With that, Lyral turns and walks away, and you are left trying to take in the enormous number of things he has shown you. Your mind almost feels tipsy with the overload. You walk away, unsure whether you feel ready to give away your faithful vessel and begin your life as a purely mental being. Well then, okay. So we have 5 jumps, and we are in a crazy little ship that has inertial, not weapons, not shields, engines. So we can just slow down instead of having to turn around, which is kind of cool. I think this is one of the only ships that you can do that with. It's also much faster and much more maneuverable, and we get hang on. No escorts. One of these... Nope. Okay. One of these buttons... Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember how to shoot. We also only have 5 free cargo spaces. Also, if you'll notice, we jump much faster. Oh my goodness, I forgot how nice it is to not have to look around you. That is amazing. Just look at that. You know, they don't actually tell me how to... Oh yeah, so Hypergate system is down here as well. This planet is little different from the average Auroran planet you hear about in the Federation. Yes, it's polluted, and yes, there's an enormous number of poor people oppressed by the warrior class, but the gaudiness, intricacy, and sheer amount of adornment the archaeology... But the gaudiness, intricacy, and sheer amount of adornment of the archaeologies on this world surprises you. You guess that the Moash House, who seem to be running the place, are fairly well off financially. You also notice that there are an enormous number of the infamous Auroran warriors wearing their colorfully savage tattoos, wandering about, many of them giving you menacing looks. In the few hours you spend wandering the archaeology, you estimate you must have seen several thousand warriors doing little or nothing. This Moash house must have a fair-sized military if it can afford to have so many warriors just sitting around. After several hours of exploring the archaeology, you decide it is time to start your journey back to New England and make your report to Crane. I don't believe... Oh, we can buy ships. I'm a little surprised about that. So I suppose we could give up our purely mental form, but that seems silly. We have such a cool ship now. What's our maximum speed? Does it even say? Maximum acceleration is 625, maximum speed is 600. So yeah, this is not a bad little ship. Plus the turn rate and the ability to jump like crazy fast means that we probably won't be intercepted anymore. Oh yeah, and we don't even need the solar panels. We just regenerate automatically. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. These ships are amazing. It's just sad that you have to be enslaved to get them. Surprisingly, you see the blonde hair of Commander Crane waiting for you as you exit your ship. Things went well, she asks by way of greeting, and you nod, saying that it would probably be best if you and her could talk in private. I didn't know telepaths felt that way, she laughs, fluttering her eyelashes. Follow me. She takes you to the familiar, empty-looking office. So tell me what you saw, she casually commands. In response, you quickly run over what you saw from beginning to end, leaving nothing out. As you finish, she looks both impressed and satisfied. Good work, she praises you sincerely. You are more observant than I gave you credit for. We will have to make a couple minor adjustments to our intel picture, but we should be able to keep our timetable. I have to pass on your intel to the proper people, she says seriously, but I don't want you wandering too far. Once I've gotten confirmation on a few things, I will need your services again. Keep an eye out in the bar. As you pilot your way down through New England's atmosphere, you can sense Fleurin waiting for you. When you land, he looks into your eyes for a long moment, and you can feel him observing your mind. It is time you learned of our history. Oh, that's right, we were supposed to come here for that. With that, he bombards you with images of the Velos race from its humble beginnings when all the telepaths left Earth nearly 3,000 years ago, when something known as the Spanish Inquisition threatened to destroy them all. They left under the Indian Prince Velos, and they traveled the galaxy for many centuries before finally settling on the planet Velos. You see them develop their abilities and watch their civilizations grow. You see their biotechnology evolve into the day when they began growing when they begin growing nanite-producing organs to help protect them against the disease and effects of aging. To this day, other than their mental powers, this is the single biggest difference between the Velos and their human cousins. You find yourself trying to remember how to duplicate some of their skills, but the array thrown at you in such a short time dazzles you, and only a couple stick in your mind. You watch them greet the first human explorers, and you see the golden days of their involvement with the Colonial Council. You see the events leading to the Velos leaving the Council and then opposing them by standing with the Polaris. Finally, you see the events of the Velos War and the madness of the Colonial Council in enslaving the entire Velos race. The final few moments are filled with observations of the universe during the awful days of isolation following the collapse of the Colonial Council and the rise of the Auroran Empire and the Federation. Finally, you see the creation of the Bureau and how its leaders are quickly moved to take control of the Federation and are now looking to take control of the surrounding space as well. As suddenly as the mental visions begin, they stop, leaving you blinking back in the real world. Now you know. Tears spark your eyes as you watch a somber Fleurin walk away, and you know he is remembering the sights and sounds of the ancient Velos civilization. As you sit in the bar, enjoying a quiet drink, you sense the approach of a man with the distinctive mind of someone who has been recently trained as a Bureau agent. When you look up, you are startled to see a man who appears to be the rebel agent that you just brought in casually walk into the bar. You quickly realize that he is a Bureau agent surgically modified to look like the person you just captured. He spots you and comes over. "You are Lepsis Magna, Captain of the Dart?" He asks you and you nod slowly. "I believe that you are supposed to take me to Merrill in the Aldebaran system. I'm ready to go when you are." In despair, you stand up, leaving the rest of your drink unfinished, and the both of you head towards your ship. Head towards the ship that I spawn out of my mind. Sorry. They never really explained that. Isn't it so nice to be able to, like, not have to, it's so nice not to have to, turn around and not have to run at 2 times speed. It's very nice. We could have done this if we hadn't gotten enslaved. We just would have cost a lot of money. Your passenger thanks you for helping him out as he leaves, but you cannot help but wish you had never met the man. You wonder what he will end up doing to these brave rebels in the name of the Bureau. You look over to see the muscular figure of Jay walking towards you. "Good work," he states cheerfully. "Come to my office. I have a credit chip with your name on it." How much do we get? It's not very much. What do we have to do now? I guess we get to head back to Seoul. There aren't even any missions, so we're not... That's kind of the end of us for the rebels. We'll just head back to Seoul, see what's up there. We don't even get to name our ship, because it's not really a ship. Yeah, the Bureau, man. They're not good people. You see the Federation's soldier, who is your normal contact to Crane, motion you over to his table. He points you towards the rear door, telling you to go straight through. Mystified, you comply, and after a long gray corridor, you go through a second door, and you are greeted by the stunning Commander Crane. "Glad you came by," she grins as you walk in. "We need someone to go down to Moash Space and cause a bit of a ruckus. You won't be on your own, but seeing as you've been down to that area, you are the ideal scout for such a mission. So you'll be leading a force of men into the area. It's fairly simple, really," she explains with a casual wave. "All you have to do is head down into the station Courageous in the Moash rep system and take a task force with you. While you're there, cause as much damage as possible. The ships going with you will be carrying a sizable force of ground troops who will cause as much havoc as possible once you are on board the station. When the land commander, General Sutton, is satisfied that he has completed his mission," she continues cheerfully, "return here and we'll take things from there. If things go as planned, I might need you to head back down there almost immediately." As she walks away, you can sense the complexity of her overall... You can sense that the complexity of her overall plan belies the simplicity of what she has told you. Without a doubt, there is more going on here than initially meets the eye. Aren't there some... I thought we had to have people with us. I guess they just are. That's fine. But yeah, we're kind of tied into this storyline. Like, they replaced our ship. Who are all those people? Oh, we're being followed by a fleet of... I see. Let's run away. Yeah, let's run away. We'll let them take all of these hits. You know, I forgot, we're not actually completely defenseless now. That's kind of nice, I'll be entirely honest. You'll notice that, okay, this is a little much. I suppose it had to happen. I suppose we should have hung back and let the Federation scouts take care of it. We will do that next time. But yeah, I forgot that the Federation is following us on the with their. Yeah, we've got a bunch of Fed carriers. I don't know why they need us, but whatever. Oh, those were Aurorans. I don't know how they know we're here. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna go head this way. Okay, seriously, if you could take care of this for us, that would be great. Fantastic, really. Moash reinforcement fleet, we can't handle that. Yeah, this is not good. This is not great. Particularly because I don't remember how to select a secondary weapon. Hang on a second. Preferences, key settings, select secondary W, and fire secondary is left control. Okay, let's try that. Nice. Okay. Okay, that's too many things. Yeah, we don't have enough energy to shoot them. You know, this isn't going so well for our Federation folks. I just want to land on Moash. Oops. So this is Slap. We want to... Courageous. This is Courageous? This is Courageous. Oh, ouch. Without leaving your ship, you can sense the enormous amount of damage being done by the Federation soldiers all over the station. You estimate that in a few hours, this station will be virtually depopulated and practically uninhabitable. Despite the large number of men committed to this mission, you sense from General Sutton that this mission is far more for show than anything else, and you guess that this must be a diversion for a much larger main push somewhere else. Not that this mission isn't proceeding perfectly. You can sense the spirited resistance of the Moash warriors, and by the sound of the reports coming through your comm unit, these disorganized pockets of men are acquitting themselves admirably. Despite this, they are overwhelmed by sheer numbers and by the enormous amounts of firepower brought to bear upon them. A little over 4 hours after landing, you see the short blonde hair and tall, broad figure of General Sutton coming aboard. That is it for us, he informs you casually. We're finished here. Now you can see... I believe this already happened once we joined the Federation as Velos, but all of them are angry with us. We need to get out of here. Yeah, that fast hyperdrive is pretty awesome. Does that, yeah. T3 strength, top reference, physical... Yeah, it's not really interesting. As soon as you land, you head off to find Crane's office. Things went well? Asks Crane politely when you enter. You nod with a shrug. Well, your little diversion worked. The Moash warriors were drawn to the site of your raid, which allowed the massed Federation fleet to launch an attack on the skeletal defenses, which broke through their line almost immediately. You nod at her confirmation of your suspicions. By all accounts, she explains with a smile, most of the Moash fleet has either been defeated or captured, and we are in possession of their homeworld. More than that, we managed to grab the House Elders before they managed to escape. Now that you're back, she informs you dismissively, I'll be needing you for a diplomatic mission of sorts. Keep an eye out in the bar, and I'll have everything ready for you soon. You sense that the Federation soldier who is blah, 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 blah. Things are moving along nicely, she informs you with her amazing voice. When you walk in, the Federation forces are basically in complete control of Moash space. We are ready to begin the next phase of the operation. You see, she explains quietly, we want to subvert the entire Auroran Empire so that we can make use of its enormous resources. But we can never do it by force alone. We need help from the Empire so that we can have at least a little control over the events we want to instigate. And now that we have control of Moash space, and we have taken the Moash elders prisoner, we are now in a position of power to bargain with the First Family in order to get them on our side. It's time for you to start playing diplomat. The elders are under house arrest on Moash in the Moash system, she explains seriously. You are to go down there and tell them that we are prepared to make them an offer. And the offer is this, Crane ticks off a finger. Firstly, we are prepared to let them return to their former preeminence. Secondly, we are prepared to help them eliminate the other 4 houses, leaving them in complete control of Auroran space. However, there is a catch. In return, we ask that they become a vassal nation, not to the Federation, which they would never tolerate, but to the Bureau. Tell them that we are willing to negotiate around the edges of these points, but if they aren't prepared to come to the table, that we are prepared to destroy them utterly and to reveal their severely weakened state to all of their rivals who will pick them over when we are finished. Any questions? No? Good. When you're finished, return here for further orders. What a nice lady. Run ahead to Seoul. See if we can get an upgraded Velos ship. There we go. Nope. Okay. And now that the Moash systems have fallen to the Federation, they are once again friendly to us. Or at least they'll let us land. These ships are really nice. We got here so quickly, it's great. As soon as you land, you are escorted by Bureau soldiers to meet the Moash House Elders. You do not have to use your telepathic abilities to see that they are unhappy to be surrounded by the heavily armed guards. You sit down at the head of the table and quickly outline the terms of Crane's proposal. When you finish, they stir, looking a little excited. You allow them to confer amongst themselves quietly for a few minutes until they turn back to you. How can we trust you and your masters? Asks the eldest-looking warrior of the group. You shake your head and say that they can either have faith or be destroyed. But you go on to say that the Bureau will only betray organizations that are no longer useful to them, and explain that the Bureau has no wish to be tied down by the duties of direct rule. It prefers to operate behind the scenes. Finally, you explain that, in general, Bureau policy is deliberately designed to keep the status quo by keeping masses happy and by keeping its own environment completely secret. The elders confer among themselves for some time before your patience begins to run out. You sense that they are deliberately stalling to see if you will give them any more information that they might use to their advantage. In disgust, you stand up and inform them that they have 2 hours to reach a decision and that you will await their response in the bar. You walk out with several Bureau negotiators in tow, all trying to talk to you at once. And since none of them seem to be giving you direct orders, you decide to get away from them the easiest way you know how. With a moment of concentration, you simply wrap yourself in your Velos dart and pretend for a short while that the outside world does not exist. After no more than 10 minutes of waiting in the somewhat stiff and unfriendly company of a few Federation soldiers based here, you sense one of the Moash House Elders walking towards you in between 2 heavily armed and alert soldiers. They quickly spot you, and they finally enter the spaceport, and then they make their way over. We have talked it over, the old Moash warrior informs you, and the Moash House has accepted the Bureau's proposal. You nod and thank him for his time, and you tell him that you will relay his information back to your superiors. You tell him that you will return with further instructions. You nod to the soldiers around you and begin mentally preparing yourself for the journey back to New England to report to the terrible Commander Crane. Ah, well. At least we can make it in one trip, right? Federation. I had plans. We were going to do things. But no, we got enslaved. On like a 2% chance. I should go look up the actual chances, but I remember trying many times to get this storyline, and I never did. Well, I did once, eventually. You are slightly surprised to sense the deceitful weavings of Commander Crane's mind awaiting you as you pilot your way down the New England atmosphere. After dissolving your protective dart-shaped shield, you are greeted by the sight of her blonde hair and athletic figure. So what did they say? She asks quietly as she takes your arm and draws you out of earshot of the dock workers busily moving around the area. You give her a quick summary of the events of your trip, and she looks pleased. Good work. Our plans are proceeding nicely. I have a few things to take care of, so I'll probably be out of contact for a little while, but it shouldn't be too long before I need your services again. Keep an eye out in bars anywhere in the Federation. When I need you again, I'll find you. Wow, we can actually, we can take missions. How nice. Yeah, they only want to fly aboard a Velos craft. Oh well. We can't even really buy upgrades because, like, it's a... Upgrades don't work on a thought created ship. Ha! The passengers are left a little bug-eyed when you dissolve your protective shielding, leaving them standing on the dock. They pay you the fee of 15,000 credits and walk away, animatedly talking amongst themselves. You smile, sensing that they are heading to the local bar to spread stories of their time on a Velos ship. There is no bar here. There's no missions here. It's a prison world. Why did you come here? What is going on? Whatever. We could theoretically take on some bounty missions if we really wanted. Actually, no, we can't because we're enslaved. It's ridiculous. You can sense Commander Crane waiting for you just around the corner, and you cannot help but smile when you notice that nearly every male head in the bar keeps turning surreptitiously in her direction. Chuckling to yourself at their naivete, you make your way over to her. "How are things?" she asks with a radiant smile when you sit down opposite her. You shrug your shoulders nonplussed. "Well, I'm glad I managed to catch up with you. I have another mission that needs your skills. I need someone to take an encrypted message pod down to the Moash Elders containing instructions on what they should be doing in the coming months. Yada yada yada. And right now my resources are spread a little thin throughout the galaxy, so you're it." The message details how we want them to organize several Auroran military expeditions into Federation space. At first, this will be to supposedly gauge our strength, but following missions will supposedly be diversions to a main attack elsewhere. In reality, these raids will be made up of warriors not of the Moash House, and we will be informed ahead of time of their arrival and will be able to move entire fleets to meet them. The end result will be four severely weakened houses, which will be advantageous to both the Moash House and ourselves. The only reason I'm telling you this, she warns meaningfully, is because the Moash Elders might not open the message pod correctly, and if they don't, its contents will be vaporized. Once you've delivered the message, return to New England, and I will make sure the further instructions are left for you there. Well, not much of a choice, do we? It's a pity. I really wasn't expecting to get this, so I was going to stop, but you know, why are people attacking? I don't remember how to choose a different landing zone. Okay. As soon as you land, you are greeted by a savagely tattooed Moash warrior who leaps at you in an effort to rip your throat out. You react by weaving the pattern of the spring flower as Lyral taught you, but you mistakenly force too much energy into it in your excitement. In an effort to keep the energy under control, you are forced to weave in a calming effect. You notice that as you do, it almost resembles the warmth of the sun on your spring flower. You step over the remains of the warrior and quickly head up to the Moash Council chambers and hand over the message pod to the old warrior at the head of the table and step back. He manages to fumble his way through opening it without making any major mistakes and begins to scan the contents. After a few minutes, he looks up and thanks you for the delivery. As you walk back to the space dock, you continually go over the fight in your mind, memorizing your actions. With a little practice, you think you should be able to duplicate the effect at any time. So now... Oops. Okay. Okay. Well, some days are better than others. Can't really, Can't really come back from that, can you? Okay, please let us out of here. The real trick is there's so much knockback in those shots. We're having some trouble. Okay, we're gonna head to Seoul. Oh, you know what? We probably have an afterburner, so we could probably get out of bad situations like that if I remembered about what the key for the afterburner was. Now that's an interesting question. When we land, do we pay credits? We do pay credits to recharge. That's so weird. It's mental energy. We probably went to the bar. It's expensive beer. You are met by a soul. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Need your talents again. Keep an eye out in bars. Okay, fine. We'll take that. And I think this will be our last mission of the day. So we will ferry some passengers, captured as we are, or sorry, enslaved as we are by the Bureau of Internal Investigation of the Federation. Thank you for joining, and see you in the next one.